Travolting presents The Fraser's Edge. Hosted by Jeff Sweeney and Stuart Elmore. Covering Breakout. With special guest, Alex Wilson.
Like the starting point is you go like, oh. Oh, people don't like that. We talk like this. Oh, Robin Williams. Oh,
The thing that's insane about Robin Williams is that... Are we recording?
Yes.
Okay, good. The thing that's insane about... Throw us at the end of the episode. The thing that's insane about Robin Williams is that all of his comedy, like, if anyone else did it, they'd be like, you cannot do that.
Oh,
Because some of
yeah.
his comedy is just him doing impressions of, like, Hispanics and like
sure.
black
Oh my
people and
God.
whatnot.
Yeah.
But he does it so well it almost transcends
Yeah.
the problematic nature of it.
because it's so accurate that
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, that's just
Like
funny.
so accurate, or it's so bombastic over
Yeah.
the top that it's like you
Yeah.
can't possibly take it that seriously.
Oh, that's the best part of Mrs. Doubtfire when he's doing all the.
Oh my God! We were literally just talking about Mrs. Doubtfire a little bit ago.
I love when he's calling like the fake
Yeah.
calls, like get the house. I am Job.
He's like, I have a great relationship with the children. I believe in a very strong discipline.
I don't work with the males though.
Get down! Oh no, not get with the males.
Oh yeah, I used to
thing-
be one.
That's the point we were talking about Mrs. Doubtfire. Is we're
Yeah.
talking about all these like conservatives there are for like the drag show like banning, and yet Mrs. Doubtfire is like half of their favorite movie.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good point. Like okay, my dad's side of the family is like very conservative, right?
Yeah.
And obviously love that movie. Like everyone loves that movie,
Right.
Like it is such a pillar of like American cinema, and I remember when they play that Aerosmith song when he's cleaning up, or they play an Aerosmith song that says like "Dude looks like a lady,"
Yes.
and I thought it was legitimately like saying like that dude looks like a lady.
Yeah.
Which I think is what the song is saying. I'm not great at knowing what songs
Like
are
a
about.
femboy kind of type or something.
Yeah,
like
just
that.
like dude
Yeah.
looks like a lady.
Yeah.
Like just, Aerosmith, the 80s, hair metal,
Yeah.
like pretty...
They're describing
it's
what we
around.
call now as like a twink kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, sure. And I remember telling my uncle that, and he's just like, no. He is saying, dude, comma, there's a lady. Like my conservative uncle just would not open that door.
My God.
He's adding a comma.
Yeah, yeah, dude, comma, looks like a lady. Like, I love that it's like, looks like a lady. Like, I can't be sure. But dude,
Dude looks like a lady,
Looks like
or
there might be a
dude
lady.
looks like a lady.
yeah. And it's 100% the first one.
I
Yeah.
kind of think a lady might have walked in, guys.
You really?
Yeah.
You think
I
it's
think
the
a lady
latter?
might have walked in. Looks like a lady. I'm not sure.
I want to make that version where it is
Yeah.
dude, comma.
Looks like a lady.
Dude
Dude.
looks like
He's like
a lady.
squinting.
Yeah, squinting. And he's like elbowing his friend like, dude.
Somebody call Lonely Island right now. Get this.
That'd be good.
They just like a parody, but it's the exact same song, but the only difference is, dude.
I think that looks like a lady.
It's all, but then it plays it regularly.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I think you listen to the rest of the lyrics, like, it is 100%
yeah, there's no comma.
a dude that looks like a lady.
Right, yeah.
He's just ignoring all the other context clues.
All of them, yeah.
It's just funny with the whole like drag show bands that
Yeah.
it's like your favorite movies, like,
Yeah.
and then if not Miss Doubtfire, like Tootsie or like
Sure.
all the other ones that
Sure.
like a dude dress up as, or She's the Man. Like, are we just not gonna? That's a
What's
Disney
She's the
movie,
Man? That's Amanda Bynes, right?
right? And that's a Disney movie.
Yeah, there you go. It's the
There's
first
no
one.
comma.
Yeah, it's
There's
like-
no comma. There's not even a
If you
period or a semicolon. There's not a colon.
If you made like the second version, it should be like, dude, looks like a lady.
Like a lady.
Dude,
That's a really good point though. That like,
Looks like a lady, dude.
yeah.
Wow.
I also would love to see like a spin-off where he like goes with one of like the first versions of Mrs. Doubtfire, where it's like the old Jewish woman,
Yes.
just like, oh, it was terrible. Like, they actually say some funny things there, where like she mentions something. She's like, never go to a goyle for something, which means foreskin. It's so chewy. She's referring to foreskin. Yeah, it's a deep cut.
I don't think our plan is to scare the children. He's wearing like the brown wig. And
Yeah.
got the contact lenses in.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Good movie.
I need to rewatch it.
Oh yeah, great movie.
The whole divorce is premised off the fact that Rob Williams is being too fun of a dad.
Yeah.
You're too fun of a dad, and I'm the villain. I'm getting a divorce.
Yeah.
I like the 90s Robin Williams run where it's either he's too good of a dad and is getting divorced, or he's too bad of a dad. It's like Hook, Mrs. Doubtfire. There's some other ones in there.
What's the one?
Flubber.
RV, he's a bad dad. He's a bad dad.
RV's not 90s Robin Williams.
No,
though.
I know it's not. I'm just thinking. Well, okay, if we stick to the 90s, I'm kind of.
Wait, in Flubber is he just too dedicated
really
to his
a
work?
dad.
Isn't he having like problems at home in Flubber?
No, he's got
there's
confidence
wife.
problems with a girl.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. He's just like a nutty professor type.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
The Nutty Professor.
What's the doctor one? Is he anything in that?
Oh, Pat Adams.
Patch Adams.
Yeah.
Does he have any
don't think
personal
so.
life? Same with
Kind of a father figure, kind of
to the kids.
to the kids.
about Jack?
Who are all dying.
Jack.
Francis Ford
Oh
Coppola's Jack.
man,
Wow.
Simple Jack.
simple Jack. Wait, speaking of,
Oh no.
speaking of performances, was that guy's name? Fucking
Ben Stiller.
Kenny?
No, Ethan. Yeah, Kenny. But what's the actor's name?
Ethan Suplee?
Yeah, Ethan Suplee. I mean, at least he didn't go for it. Like, he didn't really go for it. But anytime I see any actor trying to do that, I'm just like, oh, boy. Oh, not everybody can pull it off. I don't know. Maybe Robin Williams can, but I don't know about Ethan. Oh,
Mama. Oh my God.
oh mama.
Now hold on there, Mama.
I'm trying to find the kids, Mama.
I think the hardest part with, like, actors doing somebody with disabilities is like the inconsistencies of their like intelligence level and like all that stuff.
Alex.
Is just like, oh boy.
Let us tell you about a 2020 film called The Fanatic, starring
I
John
know about
Travolta.
The Fanatic. I am not a sucker. Dude, I know about The Fanatic. I wanted to do that episode for Travolta. I'm sure that one was a good one, dude.
So cringy.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
cringy of a movie. Because what is his disability?
It's the haircut. I think it's just terrible haircut.
His name is Moose.
Yeah.
His name's been Moose his whole life. Anybody would act like that.
Remember the part when he puts the Captain Crunch outfit?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
He wears like the Captain Crunch outfit.
Yeah.
He gets a
my
vest and he
God,
puts
dude.
it on backwards. That's
Yeah.
the first scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Is he gets like a
And like that's like nobody does that.
right.
Like I think anybody understands a vest.
My God.
Wow.
Let's see. Look it up.
Are we looking at the trailer? I can't hear.
I can't hear it.
Oh,
But this is
Ethan Suplee.
Oh my God.
he gets
Oh,
like the dramatic.
dude, man. Okay, yeah, we should start talking about this movie. This fucking movie.
So you just want to go right into it?
Yeah, I mean we're recording already, right?
Yeah, we're already recording.
Yeah.
We just got to do the.
I'll do the intro at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So the movie.
So the movie.
Yeah. Welcome to Travolta.
I almost watched the 1975 Breakout.
I almost
Kind
did
of
too.
wish I did.
I almost
Looks
did.
pretty good.
It would have been great if you'd come in here
Yeah.
with all this knowledge.
Yeah.
about the 90s.
About
like-
Charles Bronson.
I don't know why you guys
was
wanted
was
me.
Brendan Fraser the kid? Like I
couldn't find him in the movie.
he didn't seem to be in it.
Yeah. Well, and not only like that one, but there's other like there's a 2023 Breakout.
Really?
Directed by it's got Christos Andrews. It's got nobody in it really that any of us would recognize. But there's like a Breakout. I thought this was like a secondary title, like a whole lot of
Whole lot of soul situation.
whole lot of soul
What's that?
situation. It's a movie that does not exist.
Yeah.
You have to pirate it, but Brendan Fraser's in it.
Oh.
In America, it was released as Standoff, but it was made in Ireland,
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Contentious topic.
Sorry,
Northern Ireland.
Okay, I said Southern Ireland. Different. Okay, it was made in Northern Ireland, and Jeff, where are you going? Okay, it was made in Northern Ireland under the name Whole Lot of Soul.
Okay.
Ask me why that's the title.
Why is
I
that
couldn't
the
fucking
title?
tell you. I have no fucking clue. So it was released in America as Standoff because the last half of the movie
Yeah.
is kind of like a hostage standoff situation,
Okay.
but very loosely so.
What's the beginning of the movie?
Beginning of the movie is this kid, not Brendan Fraser, who owes the local mobster like so much money. So what does he do? He tries to rob the fish market, which is owned by the mobster. But he gets caught, so he's on the run from police. So he runs into an antique store owned by Brendan Fraser, and he has like a Tommy gun. This movie was made in 2000.
Brendan Fraser has a Tommy gun?
The kid who is robbing the fish store.
But
I got a Tommy gun, didn't I?
He's got a Tommy gun, but this movie wasn't made in the 40s. It's not like...
But it's a present-day movie?
It's a present-day movie, but he has a Tommy gun. He has a Tommy gun.
I guess it's Ireland. Then,
Maybe. Northern Ireland, fucker.
It's just Peaky Blinders.
Northern Ireland. I don't want the IRA rolling up to my fucking house, firebombing me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. So, whole lot of soul.
Yeah.
Is the kid with the soul? Is that who it's supposed to be?
The fish market is named Whole Lot of Soul because they have a lot of soul fish. Like SOLE.
We recorded this weeks ago. I'm just now finding this out.
I said it during the episode. You just ignored me.
Yeah, that's how
He's
well
just
I was
thinking about who's
attention.
got soul in the movie.
He's sitting there and he's
got
like,
a chart.
Was it Brendan? Was it Tom Hollander?
Soulful moments.
Oh, my God.
Ranked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Breakout. Not to be
Yeah.
confused with the
75.
75 Breakout.
Yeah, Charles Bronson.
Or the 2023 Breakout.
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall!
Named Breakout.
Robert Duvall's great.
Could have been Escape Plan for all I knew.
Anytime someone says Robert Duvall, the only thing that comes in my head is that fucking Family Guy skit where it's them talking about The Godfather.
I don't know that
it's
one.
Like, it's Peter, Lewis, and God, what's the son's name? Brian? No, what's the kid's name? The old one.
Chris.
Yeah.
They're like they're about to drown in like a flood, and Peter's like, before we all die, I just want to let you know I did not care for The Godfather. And they're like, what the fuck? And they get into this argument about the merits of The Godfather as they're drowning. And Chris is like, what are you talking about? Robert Duvall! Robert Duvall!
Oh, man.
And anytime I hear about Robert Duvall, I just think of Chris yelling, Robert Duvall!
I think of him in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Robert Duvall in Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yeah. Or any movie where, he, like, you know, later in his career when he's just like, the wise old man.
I mean,
got to keep these kids in order.
You ever seen Jack Reacher?
No.
He like pops up the end of Jack Reacher inexplicably to like help Tom Cruise snipe people.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna snipe guys in this quarry here.
Yeah, he's just like some guy who has all the skills but is super slow, super cool, you know? Anyway.
And we mustn't forget he's the judge.
He's the judge in The Judge. He's Doc in Phenomenon.
He's the judge.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Judge?
Bits and pieces, I don't remember.
It's like a Robert Downey Jr. vanity project.
Incest in that movie eventually?
Oh, yes, there is. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
The,
what?
the plot ostensibly is Robert Downey Jr. comes to like help take care of his father because his dad's like old and dying is essentially the idea. He comes to like help him out.
And his dad's not Robert Duvall.
His dad is Robert Duvall.
But he's the judge.
He's the judge. He's like the judge in the town.
Sure.
Oh, no, he comes because his mom died, and he's just like helping out his dad.
Oh.
And at the same time, he encounters, I can't remember who the fuck the actress is, but she like he sleeps with like a 20-year-old.
Okay.
And Robert Downey Jr. is like 50 when the movie comes out. He sleeps with a 20-year-old.
This just come out?
Like 5 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Almost
So
10 years
almost
ago.
10 years, Jesus. He sleeps with a 20-year-old. And then he encounters his ex-girlfriend from when he lived in the town. And she's like, hey, meet my daughter, and pulls the girl out.
Boom.
And she's like, yeah, she's 20. You know, didn't we date about 20 years ago?
Jesus.
And he starts like being like, this could be my daughter.
Oh, no!
And the movie is trying to be this really like heartwarming tale about a father and a son.
And then it just
And like,
shoehorns
and like there's
in.
parts where Robert Duvall's like shitting himself and like being dragged nude through a house. It's very strange. But then the whole time you're like, I can't focus on this.
Right.
Because you've dangled the prospect that Robert Downey
he might have banged
has
his
committed
daughter.
incest.
Yeah. Whoa. They just like throw that in like in the
throw
first
that in,
half, and then they never come back to it.
They come back to it, but like kind of offhandedly.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a B plot.
It's like his side investigation is figuring out if it's his
oh my
daughter.
God. Wow.
Yeah.
Weird.
Not a good movie.
Sure. Seems like it's a little all over the place.
Oh, Jeremy Strong plays a mentally handicapped guy in that movie.
Yeah.
And he does the what Ethan Suplee does in this movie. The like putters and murmurs with his hands like on an object at all times.
Yeah. That's kind of like, I feel like the the low stakes version of playing somebody with a disability. Is to just kind of like keep your head down, you know, and like not make eye contact, and then we're just like, oh,
they're like, this is acting.
Is he?
We get it.
And then yeah.
Yep. Anyway, so movie starts.
Breakout.
Yes.
Breakout starts with Brendan Fraser and kid daughter. Which I want to say, I love how much they stress that like Jen is very important, and Mikey is just kind of like around. Who also gets saved by the bad guy? We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh my God,
Brendan Fraser. Who? How do we tell he's younger? By giving him longer hair.
Yeah.
Important notes going into this movie.
Yeah.
So this movie does not have a Wikipedia page.
Oh really?
It just like doesn't exist. It does have an IMDb. The only thing I can tell you about this is it's directed by Damian Lee.
Yeah.
A guy who is an executive producer on like a million movies that don't exist.
Oh, really?
And then as a director has just basically done TV movies and low-budget action movies in the same vein as Breakout.
So what's the difference between this felt like TV low-budget action.
Yeah.
Those seem like the same movie to me.
Yeah, it's essentially the same movie. It just depends where it gets like broadcast.
So I guess like
at.
TV movie is just like a drama. And then like low action, low budget action is like just that.
Yeah, like there's like TV action movies, but like they're made for like it's really hazy now with like streaming and everything.
Sure, like where these
like how do you define a TV movie now? Is it like just that? My take is that it's just something that airs on like television.
I would say now it's something that doesn't get a theatrical release.
Yeah,
like if it just goes straight to streaming, that's a television movie.
Yeah. Like God, what was that?
The Irishman.
The Irishman did get a theatrical release. Yeah. I saw that in the one
television movie.
Marty Marty slumming it with $200 million TV movies. I saw The Irishman in the only theater in Chicago that was showing it.
Yeah.
Which was the Land, because AMC and Regal refused to screen it because it was a Netflix movie.
Oh.
So the Landmark on like fucking Fullerton was the only theater that was showing it.
Yeah.
And the show up, it's like in a shopping mall, like an abandoned ass feeling shopping mall.
I know that one.
Yeah, you go up to the third floor.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, go in that door over there. There's a 13 next to it. It's like kind of falling off the wall.
Yeah.
You go in the theater. It's just me and like 5 old guys.
Because this was during quarantine, right?
Right before quarantine.
Oh, it was. Okay.
There's like some old lady at the ticket booth be like, "What movie?" And you'll be like, "The Irishman." You go to concession, be like, "That lady was weird." It's like, "What old lady?" Like,
there's no one there.
It's a kiosk. It's like, "Oh, was it an old lady?" Yeah, a lot of people see her.
Large Marge.
She's been dead for 40 years.
So, did this have a theatrical release, Breakout?
This, as far as I can tell, it did not.
Okay.
This got like the dump to crackle.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened.
Paid video on demand release.
And what I want to know is like, did they know about that? Because I just like recently worked on a movie that it's like everybody knows like this is going to go to like Roku TV or something, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like,
you make it to make it.
Yeah, you're making money. It's fine. But like, Brendan Fraser's attached to it, you know?
Yeah.
And he's an executive producer on it too. So I'm like, were they like, this is going to be like the next Deer Hunter. It's going to be great. Like, or were they like, they got crackle on the line?
I think they had to know. Well, they had to.
I wish I could provide context for this, but this movie, like as far as the internet is concerned, just doesn't exist beyond like a poster. But my take is like where we're at with Fraser in his career right now. He's like, it's all movies like this.
Yeah.
Like this, Whole Lot of Soul, Hairbrained, Gimme Shelter,
Pawn Shop Chronicles.
Yeah, we were talking about a movie called Pawn Shop Chronicles.
Yeah.
We talked about that last week.
Okay. And are they all like similar budget, similar scale?
Like after he has like his 2009 and 10 are essentially all of his like non-mummy movies flop.
Okay. Which ones are those?
It's like Inkheart.
I remember that movie.
Journey to the Center doesn't flop.
Journey to the Center does well, but like
no, it was like.
But it's his last action run.
It's his only movie besides The Mummies that makes money.
Really? Yeah. And when was The Mummy? When was that?
Well,
99,
2001.
2001, you're right.
And then 2008
for The Mummy 3.
And something I realized like watching this movie that like Brendan Fraser only works as like a hero if he's like kind of a goofy hero.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that without us bringing it up.
Yeah.
It's like he is just inherently goofy, and that's what's endearing about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you just ignore that and let him try and be like wholly badass, it's like so wrong.
It doesn't work.
Well, it's why like the non-Mummy movies that were successful, like Blast from the Past. He's like the hero of that movie, but he's like a lovable dumb goofball.
Sure.
You know,
he's got to be.
Yeah, and we talked about this on the show, not just even this season, but last season, about the actors knowing what
their utility
is. Like
Sure.
Travolta is being like charming, but also kind of dumb and goofy.
Yeah.
Like he like Pulp Fiction only works because he's stupid, not because he's badass. Like, in that kind of regard.
Yeah.
Whereas Travolta took the wrong lessons and thought, oh, I need to be a badass like crime boss in every movie now.
Right.
It's and not that Fraser's hitting that same wall, but I think you said it perfectly. It's like it's hard to look at him as like just a raw badass
Just a
guy.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Maybe the way he says Mikey. But like there's a couple Marker.
But like he could never ever do like what this is such a weird left turn I'm taking here, but like what year did American Sniper come out?
2014.
So this is 2013.
Yes.
Not in a million
Right.
years could Brendan Fraser ever play a Chris Kyle role. And
And
if you even just try to imagine it, you get confused.
Yeah.
I almost think nowadays he could pull something like that.
Nowadays.
He's kind of evolved as an actor in the past like 5 years.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's because as he's gotten older, the goofiness has maybe not gone away, but it's like,
mellowed.
Yeah, and you can like pack it into being an older person
Yeah.
too. Like that just kind of comes with the territory of just like you're just old and you don't know what the fuck's going on half the time. But and I also wonder if it's like because like did the Mummy know that and play to its strengths?
I think it did.
Or did that set us up for now our construct of what we thought Brendan Fraser was going into these movies, you know?
yeah.
Even before the Mummy, when it's like George of the Jungle, and,
That was before the Mummy.
yeah, and Encino Man.
Oh yeah.
Like from the very beginning, that he's like immediately kind of, I don't want to say pigeonhole, but like selected for that to kind of his thing.
Yeah.
And he's very aware of it, and he plays it up, and he plays it well in his movies. The problem with like the difference between Brendan and Travolta, and the reason why Brendan like kind of has had better luck at, you know, some selection than Travolta has, is Travolta I feel like is unaware of what he's good at.
Yeah.
And you require a director to put him into that type of performance.
Yeah.
Fraser's very aware of what he's good at, and he wishes he was good at other stuff.
Yeah.
So he's trying that other stuff, and
Yeah.
it just like keeps not working for him.
Yeah.
So he keeps going back to being a goofy action hero.
Right.
And around 2009, that stops working for him. He gets like tremendous back injuries that he starts going through like repeated surgeries to
In 2009.
2009 to 2013. He's in like basically in like the surgery suite for like half the year.
Really?
Yeah.
So this
in
was
and
a
out.
movie he did after surgeries to go
Yes.
fucking roll around in the water in the fucking hillside.
Yeah.
that
a
when you
great
say
idea.
that, I actually honestly can't like it's hard for me to imagine
Yeah.
him doing this movie.
And at the same time,
Yeah.
he's also his divorce gets finalized at this time.
Oof.
His movies aren't making money, and he is like in medical debt for his injuries. So that really explains to me what happens here. Because 2013, he does 5 movies.
Uh-huh.
He never does that many movies before or again
5
in 1 year.
movies.
In 2013, he does A Case of You, Hairbrain, Pawn Shop Chronicles, Breakout, and Gimme Shelter. Just
Jeez.
5 back-to-back-to-back movies.
Is he just trying to like recoup losses? You
Yeah,
think?
he just needs money because you know even his wife or his ex-wife accuses him of like hiding profits that he gained,
Whoa.
and that's another
to
lawsuit
like
that he
up
gets
his
stuck
alimony,
into.
kind of.
Oh wow.
It's kind of an ugly case.
Who was
Yeah.
his ex-wife?
I
Like anybody
used
we
to-
would
I
know, or
used to
just
know.
just
don't
some
think
lady?
it's someone,
Not somebody we know.
but like he's just kind of gets. There we are. Afton
okay.
Smith, she was an actor, but wasn't really in a lot of stuff.
I need to see The Whale. I feel like this would be like I would have a much like more rounded scope out if I had seen that. I still need to see The Whale.
The Whale's very important for the end of it, but where we're
Right.
picking up with him, it works.
Yeah, that's true. We'll just pretend that it's 2013.
Yeah, and so all right, guys, Obama's second term just started. How we feel? Iron Man 3 coming out next week.
But that's incredible that he had all those fucking surgeries.
Yeah.
and then just hammers out 5 movies. And this one, he's like, it's pretty physical.
Yeah.
And he's doing a lot. Like, the fucking canoe thing was actually the coolest part of the movie, I thought. When he pushes that canoe out into the water and then, like, seal maneuvers onto it. I was like, that's pro as shit.
And, like, Brendan, you know, he got all of his injuries because he is such a yes man. And he, like, just do, like... He's like, no, I'll do that stunt again. I'll do that stunt. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He doesn't want to, like, disappoint, like, the crew or the cast or the director. He'll just, like,
I can see that.
And so that's where he really messed his back up.
On which, like, on the Mummies?
It was
stuff?
the Mummies, but just, like, the run of it. Like, the 3 Mummies.
Yeah.
In Cart, G.I. Joe.
He's in G.I. Joe?
He's in one scene of G.I. Joe.
Was it a heavy stunt scene?
No, he actually only rides an ATV, so maybe not that movie.
Well, you could fuck yourself up on an ATV.
Well, if he just like flipped it over and went off
could've.
camera,
Totally
that's where Kyle's injuries from.
Could have.
Well, it isn't even just like the stunts as so much so as like they're like on set accidents that he's had. Like did you know a little piece of trivia on the first Mummy movie, how when he gets hanged, like that actually almost happened.
Really?
And he like had like to have neck surgery or something for that.
Because it like actually like torqued his neck in a weird way.
Yeah, it was the stunt was supposed to, like, I don't know, they had like the special harness that was supposed to like take the pressure off his neck, but it didn't work, and he was actually suffocating, and they had to call an ambulance for him.
Shit.
And that's just one of many examples of injuries he's had to sustain on many movies. So
I was just talking to an actor about, like, when they have to do their own stunts, like, it is a weird position of, like, and, you know, like, as, like, the AD department, too, like, we're just like, hey, are you good? And it's, like, behind that question, we're like, you better fucking be good.
Yeah.
Like we gotta go again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not like we're, like, trying to put their well-being by the side, but it's like when we ask an actor, like, hey, are you good for one more? It's like they know the answer to that should be yes. You know what I mean? So, like, I was talking to this actor who did a stunt where he was like, it was some like horror movie where he got like plastered to the ceiling, like Men in Black style, and then like, but then it like went away, and he had to fall and crash into a table. So they had this like wire rig, and on like the first take, they like put too much slack in it. He just slammed his head into a table.
Oh my god!
And then like, you know, director and AD are like, are you okay? He's like, yeah. And then this actually gave me a better appreciation for stunt people, where he then went to the coordinator and was just like, yo, actually I got my bell rung on that one. Like, I need 15 minutes. And then he could advocate for him. It's kind of like an intimacy coordinator kind of a thing, where it's like, we have ulterior motives as crew members. You know what I mean? So it blurs the lines. It's weird. Yeah,
there's this weird like hierarchy of how to make these things happen when it comes to stunts and whatnot.
I hope that they continue. I've heard that they keep hearing rumors that they're going to extend the health and safety department to just be that. And not like 9 PAs with vests on, but like one person who is like just there just to make sure people are drinking water and wearing sunscreen, like basic shit. Yeah, which I think is a great idea.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it could be an on-set medic.
Well, the problem is the medic just sits in their car. Right. Yeah. And I don't know why I couldn't be that person. That's a great. I mean, but anyway.
Guys, someone's choking on set. Get the medic. Coming over. Just like down the road.
Yeah.
It'll be 5 minutes.
You see a door open, and the guy's like,
no, you know what it would be? It would be like, Eddie Medic, go to Eddie Medic, emergency. Going to 2. No, Eddie. You two, hey, come here now. All right, going back to 1. Oh my god, they can never find their fucking thing.
I actually spoke to an AD who worked with Fraser on The Mummy Returns.
Oh, really?
And he kind of said the same thing that we kind of said, that he absolutely is like a yes man, and it doesn't
surprise me at all.
I mean, we've all three been in those situations where, you know, actors, and it's a thing that should be changed, but it's very unfortunate that I think the way that we as, like, you know, the blue collar crew members will look at actors who complain about a stunt. It's like, oh, they're being divas, they're holding us up, they're wasting money. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if I break my leg, I'm out of work for like 3 weeks or 3 months or whatever.
It's the same thing for them.
Yeah. Or if I like do, and it scars my face, like then I got to get plastic surgery or whatever.
Right.
And like if an actor breaks their leg, they're out of work for 3 weeks. And you know who else is out of work for 3 weeks?
The whole fucking
Everybody
the whole
else.
fucking crew.
And it's not even just break their leg. If they just bust their lip.
Yeah.
And now they have a fucking thing that we can't cover up with hair and makeup or whatever. Like, done deal.
And so you can understand it. And the thing that I find like kind of worrying, I mean, he's obviously fine, it's been 10 years, but the fact that he did go through all those surgeries and that he's kind of shows up to set and is willing to do the things this movie's asking of him.
Totally.
It had to
Is
be.
he still a yes man?
But he's his own yes man in this one, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I think that the yes man is so deep in him that he's.
Is he like insistent? I can still do these things.
Yes,
I can still
exactly,
do these things.
exactly.
I gotta be honest. I wasn't like 100% focused in on this movie, but like thinking about all the things that like the movie did require him. It's
He does a lot.
Well, I was gonna ask, by your guys' opinion, like were there a lot of opportunities for it to be stunt doubles, or were there a lot where it's like, no, undoubtedly it was him doing it?
I mean, there were sure a few maybe that it could have been, but most of them, it was like that weird in between where it's like these stunts aren't really that intense that like it'd be better if we actually had him do it and we saw him do it.
Yeah.
And like most of them are like him doing a chainsaw, him swimming in the water, him doing the canoe. Like all those are things that like an able-bodied person can do. But somebody who just went through like tons of surgeries, like that's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's It's just a kind of a bummer that, especially because the movie's not very good.
Yeah.
Well, that's been
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Like I
been
hope
the
he didn't actually get hurt on this movie.
Like
that's been the trend of our era as we've been in right now. Is like this is a bummer. Just watching him in all these movies that we've been covering so far.
Sure.
last week
very
was
sad. Last week Pawn Shop Chronicles, but the week before that we talked about Hairbrain.
yeah, maybe just like that was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
It was
Really?
very sad.
Yeah.
Was he trying to be super serious again?
No, it was just sad because he starts off in the movie and immediately all the characters are like, you're a divorced loser who's fat now. And like you're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm sad and divorced and lonely. And you're like, all right, whoa. Let's not like
Oh,
treat
so
the
this
guy
is
while he's
literally
down
a
here.
sad movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the whale, essentially same idea as
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But at least that's a movie.
I
Like,
feel like in that movie he's putting it in his own terms.
Yeah.
And way to express it. Whereas
Yeah.
that movie it's just hot garbage.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like we've made a comment on like Fraser's, I won't say like his weight gain, but sort of his health.
yeah.
And when you watch Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and how he looks
emaciated.
Jesus
in
Christ,
the
he
I haven't
looks
seen it.
like a thin brick,
Really?
like just a pale vampire who's like,
Oh.
You know that part in
Like-
Fellowship of the Ring where Bilbo says he feels like butter that's spread over too much
Yeah,
bread?
great line.
That's what Brendan looks like in the
Really?
Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
visibly like it's almost like the hair and makeup artist are making him look like he's like pale, sweaty, and jaunt. It's like, nope, that's just how he was in
Wow.
the movie. But now it's like looking at him and like, yeah, he looks healthy.
Yeah.
Like he looks at his normal weight that he should be.
Yeah, he looked
So-
fine in this movie, I felt.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of it is commentary on his weight.
Well, I feel like
unfortunately.
what's like going back to like the
Yeah.
between him and Travolta, like his is definitely sadder because I think he is aware, like he's trying to change like his roles
Yeah,
with these
like-
movies. He's trying to break out from what he, which I always respect actors for trying to do that, but then it's like when it's not working, you're just
It's
like,
not working.
oof. It's super hard. Yeah, that and just like I just feel like he is just more self-aware as a person than Travolta is. So
Yes.
it's just harder to watch.
Travolta may be the least self-aware person. of all
Yeah,
time.
that could definitely be the case. Yeah.
like in multiple ways.
That's
Yeah.
just fantastic.
I mean, that makes for great actors when you have
Yeah.
very unself-aware people and you can just tell them what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough one.
So Brendan Fraser's younger, therefore he has longer hair, and he's with his
Yeah.
younger
Yes.
daughter.
Immediately, I texted you and I'm like, you're not ready
For the-
with the wig.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, the wig, and then I also thought the credits were like weird.
They're in the Arial font.
Yeah, it's just like
basically.
Arial font, and it like wipes away, like you can almost like see like an Adobe like edit fuck up, like instead of like it just fading away, it like wipes. Oops. I just knocked the microphone hilariously for the listeners.
Perfect comedic timing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wipe.
You didn't adjust your mic for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Only people only hear you through their left earbud.
Yeah.
And he's an environmentalist.
Yeah, that's the best part. The best part is
But you know what being an
whole-
environmentalist
But
makes
he's not
you?
really, actually.
You know what it makes you? It makes you also a tracker who can
Yeah,
hunt people
just
down.
a general, just like wilderness badass if you love trees.
I kept expecting that this environmental subplot would come back in the movie.
Yeah, it never did.
It's like,
It really
never
doesn't.
did.
it's like he.
No, it does in the fade out
yeah, at the very
at the
end.
very end, which we'll get to that. But
He's staging like a protest.
well, no. First, he's just with his daughter,
Yeah.
And I assumed
Oh,
that he was
right, where they're
already,
walking in the woods and shit. Yeah.
And I assumed he was already an environmentalist. But then later in the movie, they're like, how'd you become an environmentalist? And it's like, my daughter asked me to.
Yeah, because she says we have to protect the trees.
They
Dad.
come
upon an
across,
opening.
yeah, exactly. That's
and
like
there's all
been
trees
deforested. And she's like, you have to protect the trees, Dad. And he's like, well, fuck, whatever I'm doing now is no longer important.
Quits his job.
He just
moves to the woods.
stops everything and becomes a hardcore, like, militant environmentalist, because the next scene is like him with his like droogies. Like,
It is like a militia group, basically.
look, this is where we stand. Like, he says a line. He's just like, we're not here for violence, but stand your ground. Like, some shit like that. And it's like, all right, fan out. Like,
he does say fan out.
when they approach the, and it's just that guy in a suit.
Yeah.
And they have like that like banter of just like, hey, Jack, look good in a suit. You used to wear overalls, like
us.
Yeah, like they know each other. And then that guy never comes back. I thought he was going to be the antagonist.
Never mentioned.
No, he's just fucking gone.
I do like when he and his posse are like walking down like the cut
trail
line.
Yeah.
Oh, and they time out the trees.
And all the bad tree cutting guys are like, well, we timed this out so perfectly, and the two logs fall across in front of him.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Which is very dangerous, because you imagine one of the logs gonna hit the other guys that cut the other tree down.
Oh, true. No, they did time that, which is hilarious. And then he's like, well, it looks like the road's blocked. What are you gonna do, Brendan Fraser?
Can't bring your trucks down here.
Yeah.
We walked.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then they get into a
breaks
scuffle.
out,
Yeah. Does he kills that guy?
Yeah, he pushes a guy who's like attacking his friend, and he falls into a rock and dies.
Dude,
I thought that was gonna be the brother.
I feel like that happens in movies so much.
Yeah.
Just the perfect fall.
Isn't
kills somebody.
Isn't that the Con Air whole thing that Nicolas Cage accidentally beat a dude to death or something to defend his wife, and then he gets to prison, but he's a good guy?
It's literally every movie where somebody's in prison, except for Shawshank, which, just slight aside for Shawshank. I feel like nobody remembers the beginning of that movie because everyone just thinks about when he's in prison, right? The beginning of that movie, he is about to kill his wife. Like, the only reason he didn't is because somebody beat him to it. So I don't know how innocent Tim Robbins is in that movie.
Right.
Well, my good friend, Andy Dufresne.
Dufresne.
My good friend, Andy, he spent 20 years, and he dug a hole through that wall.
Another thing.
With a spoon.
Doesn't age a bit. 20 years. None of them do.
I wish I could tell you that Andy could fight the sisters off. I wish I could tell you he got away.
Purposes, it is no fairy tale.
Oh, man. The sisters.
My friend.
They have to be human.
Andy Dufresne.
I will probably once a week just say to myself, I'll just be sitting there playing a video game, and I'll be like, my friend, Andy Dufresne. Just no one in particular. Just to keep it in rotation.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I do that all the time. But anyway, so perfect fall. Bangs his head. Happens all the time. Happened in fucking 61st Street. That's the whole inciting incident of 61st Street is a cop like slips and falls. When the security camera like pans away and he hits the back of his head and dies.
It's
I mean, like, is it that? Would that happen? I'm gonna call it the $1 Million Baby predicament.
Yeah,
but like that one, I mean, the neck thing.
Yeah, that's plausible,
right? But on a stool.
Yeah, well, like, just like the way she fell and blah blah blah, and like depending on what vertebrae you break, that's like what your limbs you can't use anymore.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, people fuck up their spines really easy.
Is the question like how plausible is it for like a fall to like paralyze you, or is the question
just kill you,
or just kill you?
Like this guy banged his back of his head on a rock. Where then also in other movies, when someone's like, "Hey, let's sneak out," there's a guard. Bang him on the back of your head with a gun.
You stole the words out of my mouth.
And
that's
then
exactly what I was going to say. These same movies that do like the fall and the rock dies will then do like we got to knock him out, headbutts him with a pistol, and
he's just like, I'm going to go to sleep now.
He wakes up, he's a little dazed. He's like, buddy, you there? He's like, no, he's got brain damage.
Right. So which is it? If you fall on a rock, do you die, or if you get hit with the butt of a gun in the back of your head, do you just
go to sleep? Right.
So anyway, Brendan Fraser goes to jail.
Sad for him.
Sad for him.
His wife, we get like a little time jump
Yeah.
His wife's a defense attorney?
His wife's a defense his defense attorney.
Which is that? Can you do that?
No.
Yeah,
That's
would
like
that be
a conflict of interest.
Yeah, no.
I don't think you can do that.
You can do that.
But his wife's his defense attorney.
We're just going to brush that aside.
And she comes and she's like telling him that he needs to make a deal.
Yeah.
With the guys.
No, and this movie is least like the most like head in my hands. He compares himself to Nelson Mandela.
Yes. Yes, he does.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
He's like they offered Mandela a deal.
Yeah.
And he didn't take it. He stayed in that jail for 14 more years.
Yeah.
But look where he's at now. And I'm like, apples and oranges.
Yeah. And then like,
Dude,
and then to try and like bridge that gap, they have like protesters and shit out like free Jack. It's like nobody cares about this guy.
Jesus Christ. But then like the other thing that perplexed me is like what so when he's in prison, you know, like sometimes they send like prisoners out to do like community service. So but these guys are operating chainsaws in the woods.
And they're like bringing him back to the same site that he killed a guy at, which hasn't changed in 7 years.
It's maybe the funniest part of this movie.
Yeah.
How comically cruel it is that they're like, hey, we're going to make you cut trees.
Yeah.
Cut trees. And he's like, ah, damn it.
And then it's like all this like fucking like tree gore porn, like into the chipper, like
she was only 112.
Yeah. It's like such a weird, like it just feels like everything is like a loosely stacked Jenga tower. It's like, okay, well, he's an environmentalist, and then we all know how they kill people often. And he goes to jail for that. And then the court order, cutting down the trees.
And the wife says he has to make a deal, which he makes the Nelson
and that's
Mandela with the company,
the suit guy, right?
Yeah.
That they want him to consult for them,
right?
Which so let me get this straight. You mean the state's attorney's office says we'll let him out for murdering a guy, but only if he goes to work for this business.
A hard manslaughter.
Just to go work for this other company to make
the same
6
company.
digits.
That is yes.
That is our deal that will get him out of prison
as a consultant, not working for.
Right, just a consultant.
Because he's like, I'm not working for them. She's like, that's a consultant.
You're just consulting.
It's like freelance.
I'll be a sellout.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then he's like, yeah, all right, fine. Like he takes the deal.
Yeah.
He takes the deal.
He says no, and he takes it later when he realizes his kids have been kidnapped.
No, I think he takes it sooner.
Oh, he does? That's right.
And it's like he's got a 2-week window.
Yeah.
And then they go camping with their friend Chuck, who I love. Like, there's a little bit of a moment where you're just like, is Chuck banging his wife? Like, he's just in the house, and he's like taking the kids camping. You're like, wait, what the fuck, dude? Like, Chuck just
Who
fucking
is Chuck?
backs
Is
it.
Chuck his brother?
Chuck is just his environmentalist buddy.
He's the whole community of environmentalist
Yeah, except for the
babysitters.
Greenpeace meetings.
Yeah. And I'm glad that Chuck had really mal-fitting glasses, because this has been a problem for me in movies for a very long time.
Yeah.
Where I don't know who's doing it. Like, I mean, obviously, like the props department and wardrobe, like, but like, who's signing off on these glasses that just like don't fit the person's head? Like, they'll be like crooked, like fucking Jamie Foxx's sunglasses in Django are crooked. Like most of the time.
Yeah.
And it might just be like a weird OCD thing that like only I'm really paying attention to. It probably is that. But it's just insane that like they're crooked and nobody's just like, hold on. You know, and then like go again.
Supposed to look cool.
Yeah, like he's supposed to look badass. And then another one that I noticed, but I actually think this one's kind of cool though, but is in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I just rewatched Breaking Bad, and his glasses will be in different positions. Like sometimes they'll be like this. He like tilts them down so that like the ear parts are like on the top, not the top, like middle up his head. And they're just so tight that it like fits. And I think he's doing that for glare actually.
Ooh.
I think they have him do that to try and
get some glare.
Hide glare.
Do people do that just in case like the ear part like hurts your ears too much? I've done that with sunglasses where it's like if I've been wearing them too long and they're hurting my ears, I just like tilt them up.
As a person who's been wearing sunglasses, just glasses. I wear sunglasses 24/7.
You have prescribed sunglasses for the middle of the day. We've not. I don't know what your eye color is. I never have.
Nobody can see my eyes.
Known you for 5 years.
He's like, did you know I've been blind?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh fuck.
But yeah, no. I think at least for me, it's like you just like anything. If you wear a watch, you wear a ring, your body just like stops feeling.
The presence of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Okay.
So no, Stuart. It is not natural to do that, and I hate it. So anyways, Chuck's got shitty glasses that like really don't fit his face. Like really don't. They're like way out here. You can see like they're just like barely tucked behind his ears, and then he takes the kids camping.
Yeah.
Yeah, he for some reason with 2 weeks left until their dad comes back. His friend is going to take the kids camping.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I also
and
just
they
wanna...
have to. And fucking Jen had plans with her friends.
Yeah, she did.
And
fucked up.
The mom is just like, no, you don't.
At what point do we get
You're going camping with this shitty kid.
The bad guys who are...
that's like being intercut, like,
right,
while all
who
this
are
is
not...
going on.
They're not... They don't work for the suits.
No,
they're
they're
just
nobody.
Dudes.
They're just dudes.
They're just dudes.
I really quick just want to point out the best glasses in any movie, and they're Dave Bautista's really tiny little guys in Blade Runner.
Those ones bothered me too.
Those are really good.
I got my little glasses.
But that one actually bothered me less because I felt like it kind of worked with the world.
And it's definitely like a character choice, and it looks like fun for him.
Well, it's like,
big guy, little glasses.
Well, yeah, big guy, little glasses, but it's like one of those things where it's like maybe there's just not a lot of glasses around.
Yeah.
And this is what he got.
Right.
I'm fine with those glasses decisions. Post-apocalyptic glasses, I'm fine.
I read something that in Andor they broke like the golden rule of Star Wars that no characters are allowed to wear glasses, but then there's that one scientist in Andor that wears glasses.
Whoa.
That's the Mandalorian.
Oh, that's the Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, that's a thing?
Yeah, I think in the original trilogy, George Lucas made a rule that no characters ever wear sunglasses or wear glasses.
Or sunglasses.
Because they would just like have like surgery
sunglasses
or
glasses in general.
You're totally right. Holy shit.
Except for Mandalorian where they broke that rule.
Yeah.
So what he has like actual prescription lenses?
Just a scientist that has glasses in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So,
Andor's too cool to do something like that.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah, so intercut with the camping trip, Brendan Fraser in jail, taking the deal, being Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Or not being Nelson Mandela.
No, he's being Nelson. Oh, yeah, not being.
I should say, not being.
Right, he is being a sellout.
Such a sellout, dude.
Yeah. And then these dudes.
These dudes are like, he didn't escape from prison, did he?
No, because he says like you don't want to go back. It's like, no, I served my 14 years.
Yeah, well, Tommy said that.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if Kenny ever.
It seems like he took Kenny out of an because Kenny kind of has like his vest kind of looks like a institution outfit with the sleeves ripped off
because he has the same pants too.
Yeah,
like matching pants.
And he says at one point, "You don't want to go back to the institution, do you?"
Right. Okay. So you think it was?
So did he break him out of the institution?
He might have.
There's 2 breakouts, and I mean, if you have, I feel like if you have a family member who's like in like a mental institution and they're not like necessarily a danger to society, you can probably like take them out and
just
like
check them out.
Yeah.
So his 14-year stint was up, and he was able to go get him.
Yeah, but he was able to go get his brother and be like, "Hey, you want to go out for ice cream or something?" And he grabbed his brother, and then they just drove to Canada.
But also his buddy, if his buddy was an institution for hypothetical endangerment to the public, like that doesn't show in the movie though. Like he's a very gentle guy.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget he does
choke that one guy.
He does kill that one man.
Right. He does kill that one guy.
But that was an accident.
Well, and also he's got the classic Lenny debacle.
Right. Well, that is what this like they're trying to portray. This is Lenny and whatever the fucking guy's name is.
I can't remember. I need to see. There's a modern. Not so modern now, but like there's a remake of that I need to see.
They did a Mice and Men. They did a Mice and Men trope on The Walking Dead.
Really?
Where you remember Carol
Baskin?
Nice. Though there's these two little...
So it's like remember Carol on a show that I have not seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's just these two like young little girls, and one of them's older, one of them's younger, and the older one has like disillusions about the zombies being real people, and she says like the zombies aren't dangerous, we should welcome them into our homes and shit, and that caused her to do some really batshit crazy stuff. At the end of the episode, she kills her sister, waiting for her to turn. It's like, well, watch, I'll show you. She'll turn into a real human. And then like the adult who's like with them is like, take her out back. And then it's just her and like the disillusioned girl alone. She's like, just look at the flowers, Lucy. Yeah. Just look at the flowers, and then like kills her.
But that's not enough Mice and Men. That's just killing somebody you love.
It's it's the whole thing of like killing someone you love but they're a danger to the public.
All right.
I think the original book had a kind of a gray premise there of like killing people who are too dangerous to be alive in some sense.
He's too dangerous to be left alive.
Yeah.
He's got power of the courts and the Senate.
But this is 100%.
Yeah, just of Mice and Men.
This is 100% of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
Because we all know that the director of this movie, Damien Lee, notoriously a scholar.
Yes.
Of the worst assignment.
What was that movie? Right? Rats and Men? Rats and Dudes?
Rats and dudes.
We're going to do that for these guys.
Yeah.
He picks him up. They go to a gas station.
Yes.
And then
Forgot about the gas
he
station.
lets his brother get like a comic book or something.
Yeah.
And then the cashier, after his brother leaves, he's like, "What is your dude?" And he says the R word.
Yeah.
And he's like, and the
Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I thought it was going to go way worse. Like, I
Yeah.
knew that was going to be like,
A problem.
yeah. I can see him like
Yeah.
coming a mile away. Like the dude's going to be a dick and then he's going to beat his ass, right?
Yeah.
But it was like such a mild version of it. It's like, of course this country dude is going to say that.
Yeah.
And he's like asking a question. He's not like, and he also like, he beats him up. He's like, mess with my brother. I'll mess with you. And
he doesn't even kill
he
him. I don't
doesn't,
think.
well, no, it doesn't kill him, but he doesn't even mess with his brother. His brother's gone.
Exactly.
He asked Tommy, like, what's up with your brother?
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Masculine rage.
keep the change and I'm going to leave my chips.
He does leave the chips.
And then the guy's like, hey, you forgot your chips. And he like leaves. He's like, fucking asshole. And it's
he
like,
left his chips.
no, you'd be thoroughly confused if you were that guy.
And then like he goes out to the car, he finishes pumping gas, he gets him behind the driver's seat. We get like the kind of
fuck
this.
it.
He gets out of the car.
Oh, I didn't realize that was a callback.
He go beats the guy up.
He does that twice where he goes, oh, fuck it. Like he does that again later in regards to like chasing down the kids or something. He's like, oh, fuck it.
That's awesome. I didn't even put that together.
I'm
That's
pretty
his
sure he
motivation of
does
this movie is
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yes.
No, he's like oddly like kind of a religious zealot.
Yes.
But we get into this in a little bit.
Yes.
It is
He's
weird.
a little religious zealot, which is like, is that supposed to be? I think that's supposed to be put up counter to environmentalism.
Yes.
Because then he asks Chuck when he captures
It's like,
Chuck.
do you believe in God?
He's like, I'm an environmentalist.
It's like, that's between you and Jesus.
Yeah, you asked when you get there. But that's not the first time he asks about. I think it's the first dude he kills.
Yeah. Because they drive across the border.
Yes.
Into Canada.
And
Important note.
And I think he did break him out because they don't go through
A checkpoint.
right.
Yeah.
They take a little fucking road.
Yeah.
Like, oh, boom, Canada.
This point just really confused me though, because I was confused. Like, okay, so did he break him out of the facility or didn't he?
I think he did because they sneak into Canada.
Right, but it's like you don't want to go back. You served your 14 years. Like the wording was just so confusing to me. Like I don't know. Maybe I thought the brother Tommy was like an escape felon or something like that.
It could have been, but he said he did his time. I think he just got out of prison, and then he busted his brother out. But you're right; it's very like none of us can say for sure what happened because it's so poorly put together.
It's the Golden Shmoo and the Suggins gang.
So yeah, they break. So that happens, and then they are camping.
Yes.
I think Brendan Fraser's just cutting logs.
He's cutting
Sad
logs.
the whole time.
Cutting logs, if you know what I mean.
Fuck.
Is it pooping?
I think that's like,
Taking mad shits.
I think it's taking mad shits.
yeah, it's when you have a really long turd and you use your butthole to like cut it in half
Yeah,
so
yeah,
one
yeah.
drops.
Yeah, huh?
You guys do that, right? When you
Cutting logs, dude.
That's what I'm saying. You're explaining my joke.
oh my god.
We're just talking about cutting logs over here. Real logs.
Not the
feces
trees.
Logs. Anyway,
Not the trees.
the brothers get to a cabin.
Yes.
yeah.
He says like this dude's supposed to leave the key under the mat.
Wait, real quick. The picture he has in like the MapQuest printout
Yeah.
is not the same house.
Different.
So I thought that was part of it. That it was like he's just bullshitting
Yeah.
and they're just gonna steal a cabin. But then it's like, oh no, I got your check. It bounced. Like so they just had the wrong picture in the printout.
And see, the thing is, it's that, but also what was tripping me out is like, I was like, oh, there's a very obvious plot line here.
Right.
It's because he's like, they get to this cabin, and they break in because there's not a key under the mat like he was promised there would be. And then the owner of the cabin shows up and is like, yeah, your check bounced. I rented it to someone else.
Right.
I'll go, okay, that's the plot. Is that Fraser's
are
family
taking the
rented the cabin.
Yes, exactly.
And they're going to come in on these 2 criminals.
Right.
I'm like, that's very clean.
Yes.
That would make sense as a plot.
Yeah.
We will not be doing that.
No, we're going to go with kids kayaking see a murder.
Yeah. Like,
Because like he tries to then like shoot him, but then he runs away, and they kill him in the woods.
he's like, I need this cabin for my brother.
Yeah. We're starting anew. But yeah, no, it's like that's when he says fuck it again.
He's just,
I think they're like gonna leave and he's like, ah, fuck it.
he tries to kill the guy.
He tries to kill the guy.
The owner of the
and
cabin.
He runs off.
And the owner of the cabin had said he'd rented it out already. So other people are coming already.
That's true. In a week.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
He's
gonna kill him too.
I'll set up another gun, shoot them too.
Yeah, yeah.
Just keep killing people. Come to this
Oh, and
cabin.
then he finds he takes his gun.
He just kind of chases the guy.
He chases the dude, yeah.
Into the woods.
Into the woods.
Meanwhile, the kids go canoeing.
Right. They're
Kayaking, please.
Well, but then they have a canoe.
Yeah,
at the end
that's
of the
exactly
movie.
why we
So
differentiate between canoe and kayak.
But so then what is it? What do they have with them? A canoe or a kayak?
Both.
Both.
They have both?
Yeah, they have all
Yeah.
3 strapped to the roof of the car.
What kind of family is this?
Environmentalist
very
family.
environmental
Canoe and
family.
kayaks? The fuck out of here.
So the kids are kayaking.
Do you ever try to put kayaks and canoe on the roof of your car? It's very difficult.
Why
Have
would it-
you?
Why?
Yes.
Why would it
Have
be
you done it?
more-
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, it can be done.
No, not like both. I put like a canoe on top of a car and a kayak on top of the car, but there's only so much car roof space.
Wait, did you have that sweet like bike rack for canoes they had?
Yeah, it's like you attach the canoe straps and like the rack on, and then it's just enough because you have to flip it upside down, which takes up the majority of the area of the roof.
They had them
Lined.
lined, yeah.
That's some bullshit.
like DVDs.
Stuart,
and
it's literally accomplished
That's
in the
movie-
movie.
they literally did it.
Like you can just see it. It's not CGI.
It's movie bullshit.
Can you imagine who it was though? There's no way to do it. Fucking set dressers. It's impossible. All right, just strap a bunch of green on top of the fucking car, and we'll just cut to the campsite, and the canoes are down.
What if they put them like horizontally on top of the
Yeah,
car, doubled the length?
there's only where they fit.
Just, like, whacking other guys that
Yeah.
drive down the road.
Oh man.
I'm
So
just saying it's really hard, guys.
I mean, I'm sure, but they had also one of those old like Wagoneers, which are huge,
Yeah.
probably like a third wider than any car you try to put on there. Anyway,
That's only one option. We're gonna go.
Stuart's like you can't.
We're gonna go rent us some canoes and some kayaks.
Yeah.
No, because you see, they have kayaks. You see that you can fold
And
out
you and
into
me are
like
gonna be sitting back sipping on our
suitcase.
lemonade while
Yeah.
Stuart's strapping these things to the roof. We're gonna put them on.
Chuck did it, and he had shitty glasses.
Can't see shit.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing. And Mikey didn't help out. That's for sure. Mikey's the most worthless character in this whole goddamn movie.
Well,
Hey, he
Mikey-
climbs a tree.
Mikey died at the end. I was like, damn, glad we got rid of that weight.
I know, right?
Yeah, and then he came back to life.
No, he's fucking dead. He's face down in that water for like 5 minutes. Anyway. Anyway, speaking of Mikey, so then he is the one who sees the murder
Yes.
and like just is such a dumbass. Like
Yeah.
can't like doesn't know how to lie or just like keep kayaking.
He's like, Jen, we gotta get back to shore now.
Jen, I think they just killed somebody. Like loud enough that they could hear it. Also,
What was that?
one thing I want to point out for the entire run of the movie is that I think the whole movie takes place over like an acre. like they can't go any further than this like acre. Even when they're like rushing down rapids of a river, they never get further than an acre in this entire
They
fucking
rented
forest.
one section of the woods.
Yeah,
and
literally.
that's all they got.
Like they keep going back to the same fucking spots. So they go back to they see the guy get murdered. Well, I think they just leave there.
yeah, they go back to their car and they're like, Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck's like, tell me what happened. They're like, we just saw a guy get popped.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, all right, we're leaving.
We're
And
leaving
then,
now.
Of course, like the other car just pulls up right behind.
Right at that time. But also in between, I think this happens then, but Tommy goes back to the dude who showed up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming his glove box. and finds like more rifle ammunition. And he's like, "Praise be to God." That was just a great like shoehorn moment of like religious zealousness.
Because he keeps asking, like, "You believe in God? Jesus meant for us to be here."
Right. Yeah. Tons of it. And that was just a really funny one where he just like finds more bullets. He's like, "Oh, I love Jesus."
That's what I say whenever I like, I'm missing a quarter to pay the toll.
Yeah, you find a cord you were missing. Yeah.
You're trying to murder somebody and you have the bullets you have. Praise be.
Oh, thank God we're running low on bullets to murder.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So the dudes show up.
Yep.
And they get out and Chuck is like, "All right, so just don't say anything.
Play
right?
casual."
Yeah.
Play casual.
Play cool. And Chuck's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chuck's actually selling it. I'm like, "All right, cool."
Mikey's like, "We was never on the water."
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, Mikey, you went too far. Mikey, come on."
Just lines that you heard a noise but you didn't see anything.
Or also like, you were kayaking.
Yeah.
They know you were kayaking.
Yeah. They saw you.
They saw you. Like, like, what are you doing, Mikey? Mikey just like, what's water? Like, kayaking?
Never done it.
Yeah.
Don't know him.
Yeah.
Who's Kai? Why's he yakking?
And he just totally blows it. And then Tommy's just like, "Yep." And goes into the truck and grabs the sniper rifle. And then we get the first of many instances of some adult telling the kids to run.
Yeah. No, Chuck says, "If I say run, you run."
Yeah. And he grabs his shovel.
And he's like,
"Run!"
he goes to Tommy with the shovel.
Yeah. And he gets Tommy pretty good with the shovel.
Yeah. But what's his name? Kenny tackles him.
Right.
Kenny, just quickly want to say, played by Ethan Suplee.
Yep.
Who's like just one of like Kevin Smith's guys.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's like he was in Chase and Amy, Mallrats,
Yeah,
Clerks 3. He's in like all of Kevin Smith's movies.
Is he in? He's in Clerks, the first one.
He's in Clerks 3.
Oh,
I presume probably Clerks 2. But it looks like he's like he's in Clerks 2. It looks like he's like a Mallrats on guy.
okay.
I'm just double checking.
That's a good group of actors. I like those guys.
Yeah, it just pops up. Be in Kevin Smith's movies. Have some fun.
He's in a decent amount of good movies.
Yeah.
American History X.
Let's see what else he's in. Remember the
Titans. Yeah,
it's funny. His top 2 credits are both Denzel movies.
What's the other Denzel movie?
Remember the Titans and John Q.
Oh, I never saw John Q.
He's apparently in Babylon, a movie that I quite like.
He plays like a white supremacist a lot, or not Kenny's not a white supremacist, but
Yeah, no
He
disrespect.
plays like wife beater drunk white trash
No
dude.
disrespect to this guy, but
yeah, yeah.
there's only so much you can get.
He
cast.
fits the bill.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Kenny tackles him to the ground.
Right.
And then Tommy gets up and knocks out Chuck.
Yeah.
Right. And then they very shittily tie him to the front of a car.
Yeah, I don't know how that even keeps him there.
It didn't. It's like it was so bad.
Yeah, they like strapped his neck and head and
There's
then nothing
like
else.
A bunch of loose cords
Just
like
dangling.
draped over him.
Yeah. My favorite bit though
One
is
of them will work.
Yeah.
when the kids are running in the woods. I love this detail so much.
Yeah.
There's it's mostly wides like following them like running through the woods, and then it cuts to this quick insert showing Jen's hip, and you just see a phone fall out of frame. And I'm like, ooh, what the fuck?
And how? How did that fall out of her jean pockets? Like lady jean pockets, the tightest of all pockets.
Yeah, it like. Whoop.
Yeah, literally.
And of course,
Whoopsie.
Kenny in pursuit finds the phone.
Right.
And then sees like a contact mama.
Yeah.
No, just mom.
Oh, right.
But he puts 2 and 2 together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mama.
And
then we get the dramatic push into the wife.
yeah.
Who is this?
Without it being like without it being like a Michael Bay 360 hero dramatic shot.
No, they did do that. They did do that.
Okay, they did. I was like, this is perfect.
They did like 220.
It's outside the prison. It starts spinning around her.
Yeah.
As her world is spinning.
Yeah,
And spinning.
Yeah.
And what's great though is it's like spinning around her. And then she finishes the conversation, then just like walks past a bunch of like the picketers that were just like barely off camera.
I like that the picketers are there every day.
Every day.
What else are they doing with their lives?
Nothing.
Not
They
working.
want a free Jack, okay?
He's been in there for 7 years.
7 years.
And they've been there every day of those 7
He's
years.
the Nelson Mandela of the environmentalist activist.
in Canada.
Oh my
fuck.
god, dude. The picketers are great. Free Jack.
That's what I'm going to get into. I'm going to get into picketing.
Yeah.
Just like for the hell.
Generally,
I'm going
picketing.
to show up at places.
Yeah, with like a trunk full of signs.
Yeah, like generic
Yes, this, no that.
just like say yes, and I'm just standing outside of a restaurant.
Right.
And they're like, say yes to what? I'm like, just say it.
Just say it to the mozzarella sticks.
Go in there and get some. I like reveal my like marketing, wearing the apron.
I see. So yeah, they where are we at? The kids running,
Yeah, the
Drop
kids
the
are
phone.
the kids are running. Kenny's on the phone,
right?
and then she, after realizing that this man named Kenny has her daughter's phone.
Calls the cops.
Yeah, and he's like, they're running from me.
Yeah.
She calls the cops, and the cops are like, can't help you.
Can't help you.
24
Has to be
hours.
24 hours.
still
And it's not like you could then go to the cops with that phone.
Yeah.
Call it. You're like, talk to him.
talk to this guy.
This should be my daughter's phone.
Because like the whole like 24-hour missing thing is just
If
if they're
someone's
missing.
missing.
Right.
But like you clearly know they're not missing.
Right.
That
So
they're
some
being chased
Weird
by
man named Kenny has
Her phone. Yeah.
Yeah, chasing somebody.
So then they keep running. They climb a tree. And they're safe in that tree.
They're safe in that tree, and that's the end of the movie.
That's the end of the movie.
But no, she tells Fraser what's going on. He's like, you got to get me out of here. I got to go rescue our kids.
Right.
Leave
The
me.
cops can't help me.
Cops can't. How many times in movies do we hear the jail protectors like the cops can't help us?
Yeah, and it's like the laziest the cops can't help us.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
I think cops would help if you told them the full context.
Just like, yeah, literally, yeah.
But you know what's more likely? That if you break me out of prison, I can track them down using my environmentalist
Yes.
skills.
Because then he
This
becomes,
dude is Captain Planet.
he becomes like Rambo.
Yeah, essentially. Wearing a button down.
He's like, leave the car at this spot,
Yeah,
and I'll find it.
yeah. He's like MacGyver, Rambo, and Arnold from Predator, like all wrapped up into one guy who's just an environmentalist.
We can kill it.
Yeah, yeah. Because then he like fucking sets up like traps and shit.
Yeah. And like he goes on his log cutting expedition.
Which is always like in the back of a group.
Yeah, and I like that he just like walks away.
No, he doesn't just walk away. He hangs his chainsaw on like a branch and leaves it running so that they think he's still there. That's the best part is they have this insert of like the chainsaw like hanging from a branch and like just running. Like they're like, oh, yeah, no, he's back there. He's gone.
You don't want to, look.
Yeah.
You don't want to turn your head and
There's
see.
no way if a prison were to take a group of guys out into the woods to cut trees, they would not put ankle bracelets on them.
Oh, yeah.
At minimum.
And they're giving them like weapons.
Yeah.
Chainsaws. You're gonna have your back
Chainsaws.
to them.
And like, yeah. And they're just like having a casual conversation. Like, yeah, they're fine.
And he like runs out, finds the car, gets in, drives off.
Yeah.
This
And
is like
that is what this movie is titled after, is that scene.
Right.
His breakout.
Yes.
And it's like 30 seconds, incredibly easy.
yeah.
This movie should not be called Breakout.
Well, the whole movie is like an hour and a half, so like all of these like scenes are just
Yeah.
moments.
yeah.
Are just like just quick over and done with.
like what else do you call this movie? Should be called like a walk in the woods or something. I don't know.
It should be called
Praise
The
be to God.
Environmentalist.
Yeah, the environmentalist, and he has a gun on the front.
Yeah, it's like The Accountant, but it's just Brendan Fraser.
As an environmentalist.
So he goes, and does she like pack him like a go bag? Because then he's got his knife
Yeah.
and his like little baby shotgun.
I like that he has these things as an environmentalist.
Right. And is like, and it's like, that's my knife. Like, he's so like, oh, yeah, like gearing up.
Pulls out the Bowie, the dual pistols.
Yeah. It's like all his shit that I guess she packed for him in the back of that Chevy Cruise.
And like
That he's gonna take out onto a logging road.
Yeah.
A front wheel drive car.
And how did she get back?
she walked.
She walked. Which, okay, also, why didn't these kids just fucking leave? Any of them.
Well, because like they say it's nighttime, we should probably find a place to sleep. No, get out.
Just walk.
Yeah, just keep
Run.
going. Eventually, you're going to put enough distance between you and the guys that they're not going to find you.
I don't care how good of a track you are. And that's what I'm talking about. This whole movie takes place over like an acre.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't fucking leave for some reason.
It's like Twin Peaks or something where they're like trapped in the woods and they can't escape.
There's some invisible barrier that's like keeping them just in this like little river area.
Yeah, they try and run, and then like the screen goes gray, and like in front of them, kind of this little screen appears, and it's like you have 10 seconds to return to the playable zone.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh shit,
Call
we're
of
trapped
Duty.
in a video game."
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah, they go to sleep and.
They just lay the fuck down in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
And then they wake up.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they wake up and it's like the best, like when people like wake up in a movie and their hair and makeup's like perfect.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
this was
God.
like two people that just slept in the fucking woods.
On the dirt.
Like on the dirt and leaves, and Mikey's hair is pristine.
And Jen has all of her makeup.
Yeah, they're looking fine.
They're fine. It's good.
So they
question Chuck, I think.
They start running. No, Chuck's like passed. No, Chuck's been passed out. They stop paying attention to Chuck. Brendan Fraser then walks up on Chuck.
Oh,
like
right.
he comes to the trucks that are parked back to back, finds Chuck. He's about to whale him with a shovel.
Killed Chuck and
And he realizes. For a second, I thought he was going to hit him. That would have been great.
He's like, "You sleep with my wife."
Yeah. Chuck me for the last time, Chuck.
I got you tied up here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then, and then he thanks him. He's just like, because it's like, Chuck's dying. So they got to have a moment just like, thanks for taking care of my kids. It means a lot.
Except he didn't.
Yeah, right.
Didn't really do a good job.
Chuck knows he's toast.
So they start leaving, Chuck and Brendan Fraser.
And Chuck can't keep up because he's
He's hurt. So he's like, you go ahead. Which is like, Chuck, just take a fucking car and leave.
The two of them
Go
right
get
here.
the
Get
cops.
help. Yeah, what are you, like, I've just been, like, beat up and tied to a car for a day. Like, I'm going to go help you, Brendan Fraser. Who's got it? Like,
He's fine.
He's got his knife and guns.
so they go, and he's like, I'll be fine. And then he gives him the handshake of, I'll never see you again handshake. And then Lenny somehow stumbles upon him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they get into a tussle. And
Oh yeah, because Chuck beats Lenny with a shovel. Doesn't that happen?
Then? No.
I thought that
Or is
happened
that
earlier.
later? Is that later?
That's earlier.
When Chuck hits Tommy with a shovel
hits Tommy
first,
with
and
a
then he starts
shovel.
beating Kenny, and then Tommy.
No, I think
whacks
this
him.
is the point where Chuck beats Kenny up, isn't it? Like he kind of just wails on him for a bit, and that's why Chuck gets shot.
I don't think so because Lenny gets
No,
the
Chuck
jump
gets
on him.
choked.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Chuck does get
this
choked
is
by
Lenny.
Kenny.
Lenny
that's right.
chokes him. And I think
I was
they
getting
just
the
start
two of them
fighting.
mixed up.
I think they just start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's the
But
phone
he's
rings.
reaching. He's reaching for the phone whilst choking Kenny.
Yeah.
Or Chuck. And kills him.
Yeah, he does.
Like
He just
And
dies.
he's the moment he's like, "Mama."
Yeah,
Oh man.
Mama, Chuck is dead.
I'm still looking for the kids.
I don't know where they are.
He's like, what does the man look like? I don't know. What does the man look like?
I don't know. And then she hangs up. And she's just like, fuck. And the whole time, she's just like in her living room. Like, I really hope Kenny calls me back. Not doing anything other than, I guess she did hook up Brendan Fraser, but she's just like, he's got it.
As far as she's concerned, that was Fraser who he killed.
Yeah, no, that's what
Right,
she
that's
thought.
why she's
Yeah.
asking.
But she's just like,
damn.
fuck. Guess I'll have to tune in next week.
for the best.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
So then Brendan Fraser's going after Tommy, like somehow
Yeah.
finds him, and they're just
Whipping
blasting, dude,
Yeah.
just popping off. And then like the kids are just off to the right. They're like, "Dad, what are you doing here?" And he goes, "Run!" Like the third out of 7 times that these kids get told to run.
This is when they run to the canoe,
They
right?
run to the canoe. That's right.
And we get the exciting canoe action sequence.
Yes. Not after just tons of frivolous shotgun shooting.
Yeah.
That's become like another point of contention for me is when people shoot guns way too easily in movies because blanks have like no kick to them. So he's just got his little baby shotgun and just like beep, 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 beep,
There's at
beep,
one
beep.
point when he holds it with one hand.
Yeah.
Arnold, like T2 style.
Yeah. I don't think he actually shoots it, but yeah, he does. It's when they're in the canoe. And
That was like
he's
rip your
returning
arm
fire.
off
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
not the Terminator.
You would lose that shotgun in
Yeah.
the water. But yeah, so then they run to the canoe, which I think is just a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just
Like, I don't care how
not
fast you think you can go in a
smart.
canoe. It's like if they're in. He's got a rifle,
He's got a rifle.
and you're in the open.
They've completely lost their cover.
Yeah.
They cannot go anywhere. And also, the best part is if Tommy just took like 2 seconds
To aim.
on any of his shots, movie's over halfway through. But he is just like literally from the hip.
Well, he's not saying praise Jesus, and that's why he's missing. If he just said praise Jesus one time,
He cannot hit shit.
no.
I like that Tommy's goal seems not to hit Fraser or the kids.
Yeah.
To blow a hole in the canoe so it sinks.
Right.
Not only
Which
does
he
blow a
accomplishes.
hole in the canoe, it's so like the water sinks in so quickly that it just like
It
tips
flips.
over.
Yeah.
It
No, they
flips.
literally gets
It's not like, oh shit, we gotta bail water
no.
out, guys.
No,
Nope. It
the
just
whole
flips.
thing flips. Wait, but we glossed over the fucking seal push. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
cool. And probably the hardest stunt in the movie.
Probably.
No, it wasn't actually.
What was?
The hardest stunt in the movie was when Brendan Fraser came out of the water like a fucking Navy SEAL. It's coming up.
That's coming up.
It's coming up.
Well, so
Probably
then,
my
yeah,
favorite part of the movie.
he Navy SEAls the canoe, and Tommy's shooting.
Well, no, just a seal.
Just seal.
This is just a seal where he's like behind it
Yeah.
and he's pushes into the water and then like jumps onto it and like kicks his legs up. It's magical.
I really wasn't paying attention to the movie.
I legitimately rewound it. I was like, wow, that's cool.
So yeah, the canoe flips. They're in the rapids.
Yep.
We get like the Hobbit
Oh,
Battle of the
man.
Five Armies river raft style GoPro shots.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
It's
all
basically
the
just like
cuts.
a GoPro like in the water and you just
Is that
Well,
what they do?
It's that
do they
and then a
literally
little
just-
bit of hands. And a couple of shots of hands in the water.
I've always thought with some of these like GoPro river rapid shots, are they just throwing GoPros in the river and like finding them at the other end
No,
or whatever?
they're probably in a boat and they just dunk them.
They just dunk them.
Yeah. I had to do this really cool shot where it was a body sinking in water. It was actually funny because the body didn't sink the day we were doing it. And we wanted to get this shot where it was like we start above the water and then like follow it down.
Yeah.
So we put a GoPro on a sea arm and just were like gonna shoomp it. But the body just didn't sink. Or like the whatever it was
Yeah.
we had didn't sink. So we came back the next day and their department just like filled this carpet with rocks.
yeah.
And then we actually got the shot and it was cool. But I was like, you're not gonna see shit. This is just this like pond with like murky water.
Yeah.
But I think it was just like a sunny enough day that we saw it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It was cool.
That's pretty cool.
The movie was terrible, but that shot was
That's
cool.
the one good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hobbit version of this is particularly egregious because they only use one GoPro shot in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like all this, 4K footage
Yes.
of
CGI
of
60 frames a
dwarves
second.
like whipping around in the water, and there's just one GoPro shot
Yeah.
of a barrel.
Yeah. It was bad.
It's so bad.
So yeah, it just like tons of cuts and these kids are just in bad shape.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yes.
And it goes on for a little too long, but eventually they wash up on like a riverbed.
Well, Jen and Jack wash up. And this I thought was also just like really highlighting the just like we do not care about Mikey. Like Mikey could very well die right now and it'd be fine.
Right.
Like,
But
even though the cringiest moments in this movie are when Brendan Fraser is yelling Mikey when he's like running after him. Mikey! Just all of like Brendan Fraser's like struggles are just hard to watch.
Yeah, because he's not built for this.
Yes.
This is not his forte.
His like physical struggles, but he actually is doing a
Yeah.
solid job of like running through the woods, but it just is like
his action movie bona fides are there,
right.
but his tough badass, it just isn't there.
yeah.
It's not something he's
because
built
then he
for.
has like his like whimpering I'm with my kids.
Yeah.
Jen, oh Jen. Yeah.
Just, Jen, I'm so glad you're okay. Mikey like floats by. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll make another one.
And then at some point actually we might have skipped over it, but like they have like a little conversation about he's like, I'm sorry I went to jail.
This part of the movie I kind of
I'm
glossed
back for
over.
you kids.
I don't he's like I'm never gonna like second guess. I'm here now. I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like
You're going back. You broke out. You're going back to jail.
Yeah, you're 100% going back to jail. But they like the best is when they fade out of this movie. And
Yeah,
they have a
at the
little, like,
ending.
tacked on, just like, yeah, and everything was forgiven. But I'm like I got caught up on the whole just like.
The next thing I remember is the park ranger.
Well, no.
No.
What first happens is Tommy finds the drowned Mikey.
Yes.
And does CPR.
Oh, no, the conversation doesn't happen yet. That's right. They have a night, and that's when they talk. So, back it up. Mikey's dead. Tommy saves his life.
CPR.
Yeah.
Which, like, real CPR, like, breaks ribs.
Yeah.
And your sternum and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he, like, just punches Mikey twice. And
yeah. I should have gone back and checked, but I think they had a pad on the kid, too.
Just looks
to do
extra thick.
Yeah. And, so, Mikey's fine. And then he's, like, holding him at the riverbank, and he's like, come save your boy.
I'm going to shoot him.
I'm going to shoot him. Call to your paw.
Didn't you just save his life?
Yeah.
You're going to kill him?
Yeah. It's a weird 180. And he's like, come do it. And Brendan Fraser was like, left Jen somewhere. He's like, stay safe. And then he does the fucking Navy SEALs out of the water thing. Because Tommy's like looking into the woods. Somehow Brendan Fraser got into the water and then like went around behind him, which are rapids.
Yeah.
And then like stealthily came up behind him and just botches it though. Doesn't get him at all.
It's sad.
Big beef.
Yeah, but he stabs his hand.
Yeah.
And that's good. And then he gets away with Mikey. And then they like spend the night.
Yeah.
They have like a little baby fire, and he's like, I'll never leave you kids again. But I'm like, wasn't this whole thing like, I don't understand why Jen is so mad at him.
Yeah.
He has only done what she asked.
Yeah.
Protect the trees. He went to jail for the trees.
There are people picketing for his benefit.
I think he did it.
Yeah, he succeeded. I do like that around this point, when it goes night, we see Kenny just standing in the middle of the woods.
Yes.
He's like,
he's been in the middle of the woods this whole time.
Yeah, he looks up and it's becoming dark.
And Tommy at one point comes back and he's just like, you got to stay here and watch out for them in the middle of the night. and just leaves him there.
We come back, and I like that. Kenny's there at the sunset. We see during the night, like pitch black, Kenny's still standing in the same spot.
Yeah.
We get the stars like Kenny's in the exact same.
He hasn't moved.
Stayed there.
Yeah. I think he just stood the whole night. And what was Tommy doing? What did Tommy do that whole night?
Well, this is around the part where he says my favorite line in the movie. He said, I can track cougar.
Yeah.
I can track bear. I can track you.
Yeah. Took me a minute to figure out what he was saying. Because he just leads with I can track cougar. I can track bear. That's good. I think he said that right before that night.
Okay. Yeah, he yells it out.
I think it's like when he runs. Maybe? No, it's not. It's the next day. Because they have the night and they have the moment where Brendan Fraser takes a shotgun shell and holds a flame to it, which in the moment you're like, what's he doing? This is the movie cleverly foreshadowing to a trap that he's gonna set, where you really have to pay attention to, because you like would not know what the fuck's going on, because they do not do a good job of explaining it. But Tommy and Kenny like come up to their like campsite, and they Brendan Fraser and Mikey like pretend to like yell for each other, to like distract them, and then a bunch of shotgun shells start going off in the fire, which then like also distract. Or I totally misread that. I think that's what happens.
I think that's what happens.
Yeah, but it's really hard to know for sure because there's
none
no
of
like
that's communicated.
Yeah, there's no like insert on the fire and like shotgun shells around it.
Yeah,
it's just like these distracting shots come from nowhere, and you see Brendan Fraser running off with the kid, so you're just like, oh, he put it in the fire.
In the moment of the movie, all I was kind of I was like, where are all these shots coming from?
Right.
Because I thought like the cops had showed up or something.
Right.
But then I like had to like figure, it's a distraction. He's running off with the kids.
And they did the little fire trick.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
mean,
they communicate.
next time I'm trapped in the woods.
Yes.
With several murderers.
I'm going to waste all my ammunition.
on a trap.
Yeah.
On a distraction.
Yeah, not even a trap, a distraction.
And then they randomly come across a park ranger.
Right, so they run and
Like,
run.
I'm just out checking the bear traps.
I'm just checking. What are you trapping? Well, I'm not trapping. I'm trying to stop a trap.
And he's like, I've been working to
Yeah.
It explodes.
Okay, and then the best part too is it is the most rushed shot Tommy takes.
Yeah.
I rewound it. It's like he runs up to a piece of steel, and it's just like boom, like he slams himself into a tree. The gun comes out, doesn't even get close to settling yet. Fires, cut to headshot. Dude.
The
nailed
blood
him.
splatters the whole family.
Yeah, Jen, they run out, and then the ranger did a really bad job because there's still one more bear trap
right next to the truck.
there.
I mean, he deserved to die. For this.
Bad at his job.
Because of all people who step on it, Mikey does.
Yes, of course Mikey does. Of course. Because Brendan Fraser takes the guy's gun, and it's like some of the worst sound effects I've heard for a pistol. It's like way too it's just weird. And then they go to Mikey, get the bear trap.
And this is where everything comes to a head.
Right.
Well,
Kenny and Tommy show up.
Right.
And Kenny's like, Tommy, don't hurt him. Don't hurt him, Tommy.
Right. Oh, that's right. Tommy walks up. Where did Brendan Fraser go? He fucked off, I guess.
I don't know. That was my question in that ending. Is I didn't remember where he went.
Isn't he helping Mikey out of the bear trap?
No.
He didn't.
Because it's Ken who...
No, he does after he stabs Tommy.
Okay.
So Jen is with Mikey.
Yeah.
Tommy walks up to them, is about to shoot him. Kenny steps in front of them.
Mm.
And then Brendan Fraser comes out of the woods like a fucking Navy SEAL again and stabs Tommy in his shoulder.
Yeah. And Kenny gets shot.
And then that triggers shooting Kenny. And then Kenny goes down. And then Brendan Fraser's trying to get him out of the thing, the bear trap. And then Kenny's last moments is final redemption. He's half asleep. He reaches out with his arm. He's
Opens the bear trap
and starts pulling the bear trap. He's not looking at it. His face is in the dirt. He's just,
I would have given $2 million if he's like, I can't keep
yeah.
got his fucking leg.
I thought the bear trap was going to close on his hand too, after they get Mikey's leg out.
God.
But they reset the trap.
Yeah.
To make it ready for the next victim.
for when the cops come and find 2 dead bodies and they step in the trap.
And then Tommy dies from his shoulder stab. Oh, Brendan Fraser gets shot.
Yes.
That's what it is. He's running away from the truck after the kids, and he gets shot in the back. And then Tommy just botches the most advantageous moment he's ever had in the entire movie.
Doesn't finish him off.
No, I guess Brendan Fraser runs off into the woods, and I thought Tommy's death was stupid.
He just gets stabbed there.
And that would not kill you.
Yeah, it's like a small knife.
No, the Bowie knife was huge.
Oh, is it the big knife?
Yeah.
I thought it was the little guy he had.
I think he had the Bowie knife still. He doesn't lose that thing, dude.
Okay.
Not the environmentalist.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
That's for chopping down trees. No, it's
for
not.
protecting trees.
For protecting trees, that's right. You need a big ass knife to protect the trees.
I used a chainsaw to protect the trees. I use the weapons of my enemy against them.
Fire with fire, baby.
It's got chainsaw and Bowie
But
knife.
I don't think that would, even if it was the Bowie knife,
I mean, blood loss, but I don't know.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, probably.
There's probably some sort of,
Yeah, there's some arteries
Aorta.
and veins and shit. That's going to kill you.
yeah. So
After a
he's-
while.
He's fucking peace.
There's some movie universes where it doesn't kill you, but real life, you probably
It
die.
depends on the universe.
Well, I also thought that Brendan Fraser's shot could have very easily been a kill shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like not, in movies, when you don't get shot, you don't get killed, it's here.
Yeah.
And I'm
it's a
pointing,
shoulder.
I'm pointing to close to my arm shoulder.
Yeah, they always just hit the shoulder or they hit just the side of the
Yeah,
side.
Yeah,
this
get
is
grazed.
fine.
Yeah.
No, this part of your body doesn't matter.
Also, if you get shot in the leg, you can still walk.
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
You
You,
gotta
get shot
limp.
in the thigh, you're
just
limping,
gotta
but you can
limp.
still walk.
I always wondered about muscle integrity in injuries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
fucks you up.
like one that like really it just doesn't really help. But in 300, when the guy gets like stabbed through his bicep
Yeah.
and is like pulls it out. I mean, he's a big monster, so like whatever. But like could you still use it like just motorly?
I think a lot of times if you get shot in a limb, it ends up having to be amputated.
Really?
In the hospital. I mean, modern day medicine
sure,
maybe.
but like in the moment,
Right.
would the muscles
Just
and
give out.
just really?
I think so.
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, because like
Nerves.
If the top muscle can't move, the bottom one's not able.
Yeah, it's like mechanical. Like literally, like would it like mechanically
Yeah.
still work?
I think the biggest thing is if you get any nerves. If you get nerves, you're fucked. Or
Yeah.
bone, because obviously, like, I mean,
yeah, if you shatter your bone.
yeah, if I have flimsy arms, like if I get shot in the arm, chances are bone's gonna shatter.
But adrenaline
too.
is a motherfucker, dude. Like I've seen
Yeah.
some stuff where like adrenaline will get you going.
But like, it's not much use if you're just
Oh
like,
yes, no. I mean, I saw a guy who like
Yeah.
literally tried to run on like
A floppy
shin
leg.
that was
Yeah.
like snapped in half, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. I'm sorry.
No.
But that's the end of the movie.
Because he hugs them,
And then we
and
do
the
that
movie
like
fades out, and we just hear
it's not just a fade out too. It's like that like After Effect slow motion.
Yeah.
Where they just start like the frames are just going slow.
Yeah.
It's just him hugging the kids, bloody. And
With 2 dead bodies.
yeah, and the voiceover it's like something
It's
like,
and his deal was approved, and he was released from prison.
Yeah, it's like really strange. They just overlay that thing.
Except like he broke out, so he's getting an extended term in prison. Like
And
No,
the next line is,
he agreed.
however, unfortunately, he will be rearrested.
yeah, for escaping.
how long was he gone? 2 days?
At least.
Yeah. And not far.
Yeah, he just like got in a car and drove to the next woods.
They could have found him.
It's a fucking weird thing. To
And they're like popping off shots and shit.
yeah.
Nobody came and found out
The thing
for
is, like,
2 days.
these woods, like, there are roads in the woods that they're in.
Yeah.
So there would be other people there.
Well, did you hear what they said when they got there?
No.
When Chuck, Jen, and Mikey arrived to like the path, Jen goes, "Wow, we're really out here." So that's how you know.
That's how you know that 1 acre is a big acre.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
build road lines to really out there.
Yeah.
To really out there. Yeah,
That's where the
right.
road goes.
Yeah.
If you're on a path that's just grass and dirt,
You're out there.
you're out
Anytime I've been to a national park, the roads frequently go to the out there
there.
part.
Yeah. Yeah. But for 2 days, nobody else came over there.
Not a single soul.
You know, it'd be a great sequel is the family that did rent the cabin showing up like 3 days later.
They call it breakouts.
My God.
And Tommy didn't die.
They leave
Yeah.
a really bad Airbnb review. It's like,
Yeah.
this place was bad.
Yeah.
The door was shattered.
Dead bodies.
There was no key.
Okay.
No key. 3 corpses in the
Yeah.
yard.
There's some blood on the floor. Like, someone really did not.
What's the body count? 4?
Chuck, Tommy, Kenny.
In the
Oh, and the
cabin
guy,
owner.
yeah.
I think,
4.
yeah.
Oh, and the Ranger, so 5.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Ranger. We
yeah,
hardly
yeah.
knew you.
Oh, and the logger that Brendan Fraser accidentally killed.
Oh, shit.
So 6.
6 in this movie.
The whole reason he went to jail.
That's a substantial body count for a movie like this.
It is.
That's not minuscule.
No. 6.
6 dead bodies.
And then, yeah, dude, the best fake out of like not a real antagonist, the guy in the suit. Like they had like banter. Like they knew each other.
What should have happened is after Tommy like dies and they're like limping out of the woods, the guy in the suit just emerges from behind a tree with a pistol. He's
Yeah.
like, it was me all along.
Yeah. Or I thought like, you know, in the intro, I thought like he was gonna like hire them or some shit. Like the suit guy
Yeah.
was gonna like hire
You
these
keep
two
expecting the
rednecks.
environmental stuff to come back.
It doesn't at all.
It's just window dressing at the beginning.
It's just like it's like a weird vehicle to make him go to jail.
Yeah.
Like
There's an easier way to
there's
accomplish
so and to make him like a good dad, but not a good dad, but he's actually fine.
They were clearly in the process of writing this movie, just like we're gonna
Yeah.
make him an environmental. That's gonna be a really cool backstory for this guy.
Yeah. Well, I also wonder if like there actually were like people who are just like we're trying to get a message out there of like global warming, blah
Save
blah
the
blah,
trees.
and then fuck religion.
Yeah.
We're gonna save the trees, brother.
Or is it like you just anytime you have a crazy redneck. They have to be like religiously crazy.
Obviously.
I think that's kind of the trope. Yeah.
They were like, well, how do we make this guy interesting? I don't know, Jesus or something.
Yeah, he can't just be out here wanting to shoot people.
Yeah.
He's got to like.
It's Red State.
This is one of those classic movies where like every character gets like a thing. That instead of like
except
anything
because fuck Mikey.
Fuck that kid. Like it's
dead.
It's the laziest like thing in screenwriting when like you're just writing a movie and instead of coming up with a reason for these characters to be the way that they are, you just give them like a thing that explains it.
Right.
You're like Tommy's religious. That's why he's the way that he is.
Right.
Kenny has a mental vision.
Kenny likes his comic book.
Yeah.
A little too much.
Brendan is environmentalist. Like you
Right.
just give each character one thing, and that's all you use in writing the movie.
Oh man, poor Brendan Fraser, dude.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It really is. And like, I wish I could put my finger on like what it is. Like, I guess it's just there is just an inherent goofiness to him.
Yeah,
which is good when you lean into it.
He's a lovable goof.
Right, but you cannot
Yeah.
ignore it. Like, it is just so there still.
Yeah, and like we've talked about some other movies where he's tried to play badasses, like Journey to the End of the Night, and what was the other one?
Like Inkheart, he's trying to be like.
Inkheart, he's just bored. He's really bored with the material.
Really bored with Inkheart.
I've like Journey to the End of the Night and The Air I Breathe.
Yeah,
are both movies where he's like trying to play a tough guy and it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all.
Like there are some movies where he kind of gets away, like The Last Time almost, because he's playing like a psychopath who's pretending to be a lovable goof. And he's able to actually do that pretty well.
Yeah, okay. I can see it.
Because it's like such a shock when he shifts into that character.
Journey to the End of the Night, he had some good performance moments.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it worked in the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's less playing like a badass in that one. It's just more or less like someone who's having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like in The Mummy, he's just brave.
Yeah.
But he's not like skilled in any way. You know what I mean? Like he's just like an idiot who's like lucking his way out of things, kind of.
He's like the Han Solo.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, but Han Solo like is a badass.
That's fair.
Like, yeah. Dude, fucking I love you, I know.
Coolest thing anyone's ever
said. Brendan Fraser in The Mummy wouldn't say that. He'd be like, "Oh my god, you love me."
No, he would just go in those movies. The best part of Brendan Fraser in The Mummy, the amount of times he just yells at things.
Yes,
and like he'd just be like, "I love you." Whoa!
Yeah, but yeah, he can't. It's just like you can't be that earnest, you know.
Earnest is a good word. He's very earnest in his like early movies.
I guess that's what he needs to be, earnest in his goofiness.
Yes. Like he's not afraid to kind of be seen as like a goof.
Yeah, he's fine with being the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
He's really good at being the butt of the joke, and it's not.
Travolta had to be tricked into being the butt of the joke. That's the Pulp Fiction thing. Is like he thinks he's playing the most badass guy ever in that movie,
right?
But like the joke is that he's like basically an idiot.
Yeah,
he gets shot on the toilet.
Man, it is funny thinking about how many movies are made, and how many people have a different like apprehension of what it is.
Yeah.
But when they're going into it and then what it ends up becoming.
Yeah.
Like that movie I told you about with the GoPro in the water and everything. Like, the director thought we were making this like amazing noir, modern noir movie. And his girlfriend, who was number one, also thought that as well.
Yeah, they like when we covered Gotti, Travolta thought he was making the new Goodfellas.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That movie is good because every single actor in that movie is so convinced they're making the next Goodfellas.
Oh, everyone is?
All the actors are like clearly like all these like just slimy Italian guys who like you're like.
Are there any of like the recurring Italian guys that you see in Goodfellas and Casino and all those? Like,
just like some random background ones.
Okay, but
no one of note. No.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to think of this.
Just get like a Captain Beef Stromboli.
Yeah.
In there.
There's no like Mr. Rigatoni.
Yeah, but I love it. Like when you watch those old Italian movies, it's like the same 17 guys that they keep hiring.
Tony Lip shows up for like the third movie in a row. You're like, all right, let's.
Yeah.
Alex, do you know the story of Tony Lip?
No, I don't know Tony Lip.
So Tony Lip, he is an Italian actor. He was in The Sopranos.
Okay. Who is he in The Sopranos?
Let me look up who he plays in The Sopranos. He's in
I would definitely recognize this person if he's in like all the Italian movies.
Tony Lip.
Tony Lip.
I'm trying to get this picture. I don't want to reveal the thing.
Part of me wonders how much of like modern day Italian American.
He's this guy.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's in like Goodfellas, The Sopranos. I think he popped up.
He's
in
always kind of
Boardwalk
stood
Empire.
out to me, or like not in a good way. Stood out to me as like you shouldn't be in this mix.
But the thing about this guy, let me tell you about Tony Lip.
Okay.
He's also in The Godfather as a wedding guest.
Yeah, I believe it.
Tony Lip, when
Isn't
he
he
was
the guy that's waiting to see? No, different guy. Sorry.
when he was a young man, he was like a driver.
Like
And
a Teamster?
No, just like he would like drive people around, like celebrities and
Okay,
whatnot.
okay.
And at one point, he drove a famous black pianist through the South.
No
and
way.
The movie Green Book is about Tony Lip.
About Tony Lip?
Yeah. And I think Viggo, his character in that movie, is even just named Tony Lip. I think it's just straight up him. And the movie is written by Tony Lip's son.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Viggo Mortensen as Tony Lip in the movie.
What?
And I think that's such a funny story. Especially because, have you seen Green Book?
No.
Every scene in Green Book.
Yeah.
Let me set the scene. It's like a racist bar in the South.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali walks in.
Yeah.
And I was like, we don't like you around here.
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen walks in. And he's just like, hey, Deep South, what's the big idea, huh? Why are you so racist? What's the problem, huh? He's like, we don't got to go about it. I'm just a guy from the Bronx. Let's go back up.
Eats a fried chicken like drumstick.
Yeah.
He's like eating like fried chicken. He's like, I'll tell you, down south, they know how to make this stuff. Like, and that's why that movie's so funny. It's about like a guy writing a love letter to his dad, and he just portrays his dad in the movie as the biggest like
Oh my God.
stereotype of Bronx.
Well, that's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was starting to talk about when you were looking up like the Tony Lip picture. Is like how much of like this like is like literally like a self-fulfilling prophecy from movies like from Martin. Yeah,
Scorsese.
Yeah. Like from his movies, like have we just now extrapolated and just continued with Sopranos and everything?
I think it's all just become like this cycle.
Yes, totally.
Because The Godfather is based on, it's set in like the 50s and it's based on old mobsters.
Right.
And when The Godfather comes out in like 72, actual mobsters see and they're like, we're going to start styling ourselves after this movie.
Right.
So it loops back to them doing the 50s thing because of the movie.
Right.
And like the same thing happens with Goodfellas.
Right.
And you can tell Travolta thought the same thing was going to happen with the Gotti.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
Well, that's what, and that it is this like, and I think the mob and Hollywood relationship is so funny.
Yeah.
Like how like they like grown to need each other in this like weird way. And I just watched Analyze That for the first, like, not for the first time, but like rewatched it.
Jelly.
Oh yeah, Jelly's great. But like
We
the
love
whole
Jelly.
the whole not the whole plot, but like a big B plot of Analyze That. So Analyze This is the first one.
Yeah.
Analyze That is the second one. And then the second one, Robert De Niro becomes a consultant for a movie. And it's just like all bullshit. Like he's just there collecting a check.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I need to see that. I've seen this, but I haven't. I had a lot of this, but a little of that.
Well, they're both great movies. Harold Ramis is a fucking genius. So.
You gotta love him.
Yeah.
That's like his weird like comeback run.
Yeah,
in the
I know.
late '90s.
Yeah. Well, Billy Crystal, dude. He's an unsung comedian.
I'm looking up Analyze This. I want to look at a picture of Jelly real quick.
Jelly's great. I don't think he's in.
Is that the one where he's like, I just happened to know a guy. He just happened to fall off a bridge into a noose.
I can't remember. They're very much the same movie.
I don't deny it. I can't find this picture of Jelly. Anyway, we got anything else to say about Breakout?
Not for me.
I'm trying to bring up, see if this movie made any money. I don't think it did.
It's funny that there's like no record of this movie on the internet too.
Yeah, it's weird. There's an IMDb page. Clear the movie exists because I watched it.
Right.
Let me see. I'm on the numbers.com to see if they have any. box office information.
The credits for the trailer were better than the credits for the movie.
Yeah. Okay, this movie did not release in theaters.
Yeah, no shit.
It doesn't even say where it was originally released. It was released by Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. So it was released basically on DVD and straight to paid video on demand.
Man. It's crazy that like that was a market. Like now streaming makes so much sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's the same market, it's just shifted.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But like that was the whole thing. Like it still existed back in 2013.
But it's just weird. Like back then, it was like you would put it on like Prime Video, and you'd have to pay $3 to rent it.
Yeah.
Or like you'd have to seek it out on like Vudu or some shit like that.
Or like the direct. I remember like getting movies on like DirecTV.
Yeah. Whereas nowadays it's like it goes on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever. Yeah. And that feel like it makes more sense. Like they're churning this business out. Like,
totally, and nobody has to pay for it.
Yeah.
At least they don't pay for it. They
like,
just pay for the subscription.
How many people in the year of our Lord 2013 were like, you know what? I'm gonna rent Breakout
or
see
buy
what's
it.
Yeah.
Like,
this movie looks good.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone did.
Yeah. That's like that's the star power, man. Just put Brendan Fraser's picture in a box
and you're set.
People will watch it.
Right.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, I always think of like the Asylum movies where it was like just a rip. Like they would make adaptations that kind of resembled a movie that was coming out in theaters to trick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's this group. It's this company called the Asylum.
Yeah.
And let me look up some of their posters.
This isn't like, Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Because those were like real big, like two big movies.
And that's
that
happened a couple times with like that volcano movie. And
there was White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen.
Yep.
But like this came out the same time that Dune came out. Planet Dune.
That's great.
Pacific Rim.
Atlantic Rim.
That's my favorite.
You gotta be kidding me. But that's the best one. They just went to a different ocean. Jurassic Domination. Spielberg did that one, I think.
Just H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds.
Hornet is supposed to be Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Wait. What's the War of the World one?
It's just War of the Worlds because it's a public domain book.
Oh my god.
So they can just make another adaptation
one?
of it.
Oh, I want to see that.
And you rent the wrong one.
Triassic World.
Triassic. Wait, Triassic.
Transmorphers. Sinister Squad.
Oh my god.
Like they basically just make rip-offs of popular movies.
And then like try and release them like in the same
the
year?
exact same day.
The day.
Like the same day that like Transformers comes out and like,
How?
streaming and whatnot. They just put it out on, Prime Video, DVDs in hopes that it will trick people.
Wow.
And it works.
I'm sure it does.
My mom rented the wrong War of the Worlds when that movie came out like 20 years ago.
Really?
When the Spielberg one came out.
Yeah.
And my family wanted to rent it, and she went to Blockbuster, and she grabbed it off the shelf, and you know what she grabbed was the Asylum version of War of the Worlds.
My mom has done
it
that
for
too.
a while then. These guys have been
they've been doing it since like
98
'98 or something.
God, dude, I want to make one of these movies actually. That'd
This would be fun to work on.
The movies are
Run.
a testament to just how well the graphic design artist is. Nothing else in that movie is actually of a higher quality.
Yeah, probably.
Atlantic Rim just gets me every time.
Fucking great. Oh man.
Wow, the movies.
The movies. The movies. I also like this one, The Terminators. They just put an S on the end of it.
And so, man, they must have like the most like up to date. What's the word I'm looking for? Copyright lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Who's like knows every in and out and loophole.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, how do you not with the Terminators?
Yeah, the Terminators.
Like that. Like even the artwork looks the same.
Oh, my favorite was they made Titanic too.
No.
Yeah, it's that they just made another boat and it sank as well.
It's still an iceberg.
They also made
Can't figure it out. No, what the fuck?
Titanic
is
666.
So it's like a possessed Titanic
ship.
Oh, it's like Ghost Ship meets
Oh,
Titanic. You
yeah.
guys see that movie, Ghost Ship?
No.
Oh my god, dude! Ghost Ship has one of the best intros to a movie.
Oh, Ghost Ship? Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! All right, so the ship's haunted, right?
Oh, okay.
That's the premise coming down the road. How does it get haunted, you ask? Well, it's like a liner. It's like a transatlantic liner. You know, a bunch of rich muckety mucks are all on the deck of this ship. And then like fucking Final Destination style, some wires and cords get cut and it cuts everybody in half. Like,
whoa,
like 50 plus people. It's probably like 100. Like, just and they're all.
Here's the opening of Ghost Ship.
Yes. Can we not play music for it?
This is the content that people crave.
Fucking. Oh, it's not that many people, but.
No,
dude, it cuts them all in half. Like 50 people. And then this is the best part. They're like, what happened? Hey, what happened?
They're all really confused.
Do you feel something? You feel a little funny?
You had to tell all the background what to do in this scene.
Oh, the blood in my shoe.
A little girl.
Ah! Oh my God.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. Oh, the arm. Wait, but the little girl lives.
The little girl.
She's too short.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait, is that that's the girl from
Pirates?
No, from Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh shit. Is it?
I think so.
I'm looking. We'll wrap up in just a second here, but one of my favorite like things I've read online was someone posited their entire theory of cinema off of Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
And they called it, I believe strongly in the Ghost Ship moment. It's the moment in the movie when the characters realize they are in the conceit of the movie. And it's when the characters in that movie realize they're on a ghost ship.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like when your characters realize they're in like the plot of the movie.
Yes.
And they call it the ghost ship moment.
Oh, okay.
The characters realize they're on a ghost ship.
Sure. I'm trying to think of
like a good example of
a ghost ship moment.
But like in a slasher movie, it's the moment when the character realizes they're in a slasher.
Yeah. Not like they become aware that they're in a movie, but like
just
they are
like
aware of the plot.
They become aware, like the characters are on the same level as you about what is happening, essentially.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, when they realize it's an alien movie.
Right.
Or like any alien invasion movie works great for it.
Gotti, when the credits start
rolling. Gotti, when John Gotti realizes he's getting railroaded by the Department of Justice.
They
are putting his face in the paper.
Not every movie has that movie.
No.
Has that moment.
Not every movie does. It's just something I remember reading like almost 15 years ago. Some guy just wrote this little article about it, and I'm like, that's an interesting like moment that just to have in your back pocket
in some movies. I mean, it has to be a twist.
Yeah.
It can't be like the post.
Yeah, it can't be like the when Tom Hanks realizes he's got the Pentagon Papers, he realizes he's in the post.
Right.
But no, it mostly works for like genre movies, like when you realize you're on the adventure, or like Bilbo Baggins realizes like he's going on this adventure or whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that toast line is so good. I love that's one of the best lines, and that's actually from the book. But I love that line. Toast. When you mentioned it earlier, we were talking about the feel like butter.
Oh yeah,
scraped over too much
bread.
Yeah, too much. Yeah,
too much bread.
Is it? He thinks it's toast.
In the movie, he says bread. And
does he really?
He might say toast.
Fuck, I think you're right. He says bread. It should be toast.
Like butter that's scraped over too much bread.
I feel thin. Yeah.
We just watched all three of those movies.
Oh, you did? Nice.
With two friends who'd never seen them before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did they like it?
They loved it.
Nice.
One of them bought all the books.
I would actually have like a really hard time if I showed that movie to somebody and they were like, meh.
Yeah, it would be rough.
Like I'd be fine. Like I'd, get over it. But like, even when I meet people that are like, I'm like, listen, it's like the best fantasy movie ever. So
it's
if you don't
one
like
of the best movies ever.
Yeah, and definitely trilogy, but I also feel like it needs an asterisk next to the trilogy because they shot them all together.
Yeah, it's essentially one big movie.
Exactly. It's like, but regardless, it's 3 movies technically, so it's the best trilogy.
Yes. All right. Alex, any final thoughts on Breakout? I had to kind of riff there for a second because the guy who could turn it off wasn't there.
Oh, right.
You guys literally waiting on me to get out of the bathroom?
No, we were having a good conversation.
No, we were having a
about
good
Lord of the
conversation.
Okay.
I think we can probably wrap up the Breakout discussion.
Yeah.
All right, join us next week for our next episode. Bye. I did it.
Stuart, any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Breakout or Ghost Show?
Just to say in general. You got anything you want to say on the record?
No.
This episode comes out in like 2 months. You got anything you want to predict?
Oh, predictions.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
2 months?
Wait, let me find out when this episode comes out.
I think student loans kick in.
This episode's coming out August 18th.
Whoa.
Stuart, what do you think has happened between now and August 18th?
Country's going to get into a frenzy because student loans will have kicked in by then.
What does that mean?
Student loans. They're coming back.
They went away?
They went away for a while. But now the government hold or whatever is going away.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can get a student loan?
No, like people are going to have to start making payments again.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
If you have loans, by the time this episode has been released, you will have either been making payments or, I don't know.
Yeah.
You didn't take loans out.
Fuck it, dude. I'm not going to pay. What are they going to do?
What are they going to do? Show up?
What are they going to do?
Call me? I won't answer.
They can't take my degree away. I don't have one.
They can have my degree for all I care.
Do we think the writer's strike is resolved by August 18th?
Good question.
Probably.
Yes. Yeah.
I would think so as well. I think it's only recently been solved, though.
And I think the SAG one is also resolved.
Yes.
I think they both resolved together.
Yeah, because they have pretty strong solidarity with each other.
Yeah, and like very similar
goals.
keys.
So those will be solved at the same time.
The DGA still striking.
You think they're just going to go balls to the wall?
Well, DGA actually did talk about striking.
They're having the conversation.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like it's just a different conversation.
Mm.
So it's hard to lump in with the SAG and the.
Anything else we want to predict? August 18th. Anything that's happened over the next
guilds will be abolished.
Yes,
it's gonna happen.
Do we think they will have announced
more guilds?
A sequel to Breakout?
No.
Breakout
in 2 months.
Break in.
Break in. Brendan's got no. It's like Brendan's got to break back into the prison.
Mikey's been arrested. It's 14 years later. He's a piece of shit. Still,
he hates the trees.
He hates the trees. To get back at his dad. He's been burning trees.
The Arsonist is the name.
Oh my god, that's good.
All right, I'll wrap this up. Thank you folks so much for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. As a reminder, we are available on Spotify, Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube, Amazon Music, a bunch of other places. Pop into our Reddit, r/Travolting. Make sure to tune in next week for our episode on Gimme Shelter, a movie that you've definitely heard of before. Everyone's seen it. It's well known. Travolting at TravoltingPod on Twitter or Instagram. TravoltingPodcast@gmail.com if you have anything you want to email us. Find me on Twitter at Jeff W. Sweeney.
I'm on Instagram. You already know.
Alex, anything you want to plug? Anything you're working on?
I can't talk about it.
Special thanks, as always, to Rebecca Johnson for our graphic design, Michael Van Bodegum Smith for our theme music. Make sure to tune in next week for our episode on Gimme Shelter.